recording?
I don't know.
Should I be nervous and go home?
Have you ever walked inside of a magical forest and thought, wow, there are too many podcasts out there? Well, we didn't.
Hello!
Hello, everyone. This is the first episode of the KoolKids Podcast. It might change the name, maybe. I have no idea, but
Possibly
officially...
Lampov and the others.
Possibly Lampov and the others.
We're still spitballing ideas. It's a work in progress.
My name is JoeDX on Twitter. I make a few other videos and stuff like that.
Name Reed.
You born with that name?
My Twitter ad is SwagDudeRed. Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Name Alec, Twitter at Majin Moby. I'm a full-time tech and neat.
Do you want to introduce yourself, Ian?
Most of you fuckos probably came over here, the few that we goop, starting off. Love you guys. My name's YouTube name Lampov. That's probably where he came from. My real name is Ian. My Twitter ad is at LampovTweet. I usually just... A lot of anime stuff on there, so...
He is sick.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're going to run with a classic here. You're walking into a new job.
Doubt.
You walk into its big company, big corporation, tall building, city.
GameStop.
You walk up to the top floor, head office, head boss. It's Donkey Kong. He walks in. You walk in. He wants to interview you, but first he offers you a banana.
Is this the same one we had like a while back?
I think
A classic.
Like the okay.
classic.
Is it the currency thing?
No,
You'll figure out.
I know what it is.
Okay.
I think I know what it is.
He during the whole interview, he is constantly trying to get you to take a banana. Do you take the banana or do you walk out the door?
I walk right out the fucking door. I go, what happens if I take that banana?
I walk out the door. I also know what happens if I take the banana.
I'm gonna stay still because I know exactly what's coming for me if I go towards that door.
The door, the handle to the door is a banana. He fucking kills you. Don't touch his bananas.
Yeah, what was that idea we had? We had that around the campfire where we wanted to make a whole RPG where the whole basis of the RPG was you had to make it through the whole game without spending the currency, because whenever you spent the currency, Donkey Kong would attack you.
The currency was like bananas.
Yeah, because the currency was bananas.
No, it was like more like I like it's like kind of like a it's like you would do quests for people and they would give you like the currency is bananas, and then they're like I'll give you a bag of bananas, and
yeah,
they're like no because like if you accepted the money you would have to fight
like at every
turn
in the game people are going to try and reward you, and you just
You can't accept the reward because then Donkey Kong shows up and kills you.
You can respawn from like slimes and all that, but if you ever get clapped by the DK himself, you are done, my guy.
That doesn't sound like a fun game whatsoever.
It sounds pretty challenging.
It's like a lot of like micromanaging, it seems.
How do you micromanage anything when you don't have currency?
No, if you can take the currency and you can beat Donkey, you can repel him and stuff like that, but it's very challenging.
You just can't spend it.
And, no, if you spend it, no, you can, but if you spend it and give shopkeepers the bananas, then their shop will be demolished.
So it's a one-time thing.
Yeah, everything's like a glass cannon, basically. Wait, so if you go into a shop, can you only buy one item, or is it like...
No, it's one item.
Okay,
yeah.
one item. One and done every time.
So, like, if you
How
better
many shops?
save up all those bananas.
How many shops in the game? Like, in total?
Well, there's, I don't know, a lot.
Big game.
You would hope it's a lot. Every time
be
you
a
buy
fucking lot.
something, they get fucking
It sounds
killed.
like sounds like a pretty one-sided deal there. I better think my purchase through very thoroughly.
Yeah, what if you need food because you fucking die if you don't
You can
eat
just
or
hunt.
drink?
You can hunt
What
for
if you
food.
can't? What if all the enemies are poisonous and you gotta buy food?
Every boss raid is like showers you with loot, which is bananas, and you have to try and dodge all the
You
loot.
have to dodge the bananas.
You have to dodge the loot.
But what if the boss picks up a banana?
It's like in Castle Crashers when you open the chest.
That boss is better.
That boss better not be picking up no banana.
Picking up a banana. In reality, I question how scared I would actually be of an ape, like in person.
Okay, imagine.
Of a gorilla?
Yeah,
A gorilla would fucking tear you apart.
Okay.
Well, it
fucking
depends.
dead.
It depends.
You see what Harambe did to that child?
Yeah, it depends. I'm saying it depends on its temperament because there are some animals that are just like, hey, what's
All right.
Because especially apes, because they have higher thinking.
Let me give you a hypothetical, Ian.
No.
So
I said no. Stop talking.
You're walking down in the park, with your girl, and
Fictional. I wish it was.
Don't make yourself sad. But
I'm good. She's the one sad that I'm not there.
Oh yeah. But so you're walking down the park, and then you notice a 60-foot tall tree, just like significantly bigger than all the others. And then all of a sudden, you just start hearing the Donkey Kong theme, and instantly a gorilla just jumps out from the tree.
All I was
and
thinking
then
was
lands on and it's sprinting at you at full speed.
You're
while
dead.
Full speed.
You fucking die. You're not gonna beat a gorilla.
What do
your
you
only
do?
option is maybe
You die. What do you mean? What do you do?
You pray to God it's a male and go for its junk, and hopefully it runs away in fear of the pain and does not clap your head off.
If it hits you once, I'm like a clean shot to the head. You're done. It's over. He's gonna knock you out and rip your fucking head off.
What's that gorilla that I don't know if she died yet, but there's that gorilla that goes sign language and was like good
No,
friend.
it died.
It died?
I'm pretty
confident
sure.
it died.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coco, who was
Yeah.
because she I know when Robin Williams died, she died because when Robin Williams died, she cried because she like knew exactly what that meant. I'm talking like the ones that have like the intelligence and have like been trained to like being able to communicate with humans, because that's not always, even if they're trained, that's not always going to go that way all the time.
Gorillas are funny. They're all like,
Like my mom told me this story when I was a kid. There was a lady who had like a pet monkey,
And it
then
ripped her face off.
yeah, like her friend got it like a Tickle Me Elmo pet, and it just was not chilling with it, and it ripped off her face.
Is that? I didn't know why it happened.
It scared it. Like even if trained animals are trained, things can happen. Like I know this is a more recent one. Like a Russian circus dude, like they have the Russian bears that can like ride motorcycles and all that.
Mhm.
It just
Well, that's not trained. They like beat the fuck out of those animals.
well,
They pretty much
train.
scare them into submission.
Yeah, I know train is quotes around that, but
No wonder it killed the motherfucker.
yeah, but it was just in the middle of the show. It was like do the thing. It was like I'm not gonna do this thing. I'm gonna rip your fucking face off.
No shit.
That reminds me of that one guy who like lived with bears for a solid year straight, and like they're all grizzly bears. And then he brings his girlfriend like with him, and like he documents all this stuff. He like does it for science or what, I don't know. There was a documentary about it, but he was recording, and then a group of grizzly bears just came up and just ate them both and killed them both.
Is there a video?
Yeah, you can find the video online.
I don't
Who the
want to
fuck
watch
took
that.
that camera and uploaded it?
That gate didn't go as according to plan.
I was thinking they were with where you were going. I was thinking that they would have only killed the girl.
No. They
Yeah,
killed both.
I thought that's where you were going too.
No, he just killed both.
Because like I was like they'd be used to him, but not used to her.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I saw
thinking
this
was
thing
gonna
on
happen.
like Animal Planet one time, like or something like that. Like some of the most haunting recordings, like scary recordings ever in history. And like one of the top 3 was like this science researcher, very similar to your story, but he was just camping to research the wildlife, and just out of nowhere, I think a rabid bear just came up and attacked him, and all they found was like the recording in his shit, and all you could hear was him just like a couple feet away from the recording, screaming in agony as he was being eaten alive.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with bears.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I know,
don't
Don't fuck with anything bigger than you.
just don't fuck with
Well,
like
I don't see
don't-
how some
I
people
fuck with
how
that
some people
fridge.
think it's a good idea to have like, because these are wild animals. Stuff like a dog.
no.
A dog has been like it's taking like millions of years of like taming
Oh, yeah.
and training with dogs, and dogs like they have a natural instinct to like want to be friend because they have the pack instinct. So they're fine with that. Cats, I don't know what the deal is. They're pretty chill.
Your fridge
I think cats are just
your
kind of
fridge
lazy.
comment.
They just don't.
Yeah.
Well, cats just like I think cats like actually sleep like 16 hours a day,
Care.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
and then they just want food and they want their claws to be sharp.
The Egyptians
it.
worshipped them because they thought they were fucking neat.
Your fridge comment, I like. Sure, you can fuck with it, but there are some people who died of those things. Like,
Not me.
like,
Yeah, but the fridge doesn't have a mouth and fucking claws, and it's not mauling you to death.
Alec,
You don't know what's in the fridge.
Alec, you ever heard about?
dumb
I
enough,
hope I know what's in my goddamn fridge.
if you're
Hopefully
dumb
it ain't
enough
no
to
fucking
get a
bear.
fridge to fall on you, then just don't fuck with fridge.
No, when you say that, I think of like a mimic from an RPG, but instead of a chest, it's a fridge.
That'd be scary.
That'd be scary. Like in real life, if you could just like buy furniture that just like buys its time until you're like until it's in your house all alone, that just fucks you up.
That's like, I saw a video about how Pokemon now are turning into that. Like,
Yeah, how they keep making them into household items.
yeah.
Well, it's like, what the fuck else can you really do?
I don't know.
There's
Some
1,000 of the
right.
damn thing.
some of those Pokemon like really disappoint me.
No shit. 'Cause,
I
like,
think in the newest one, the one that disappointed me the most.
I think the Alolan versions were terrible.
thought
I
the
didn't
Alolan-
mind those.
They were fine.
They just felt like cop-outs. Like, why not just make a whole new Pokemon and give us some new shit instead of making Executor got big neck? The fuck?
Well, there is
I was into that.
some
Or
science.
Geodude have
I like that
A
one.
mustache.
There
wasn't a
is
mustache,
well, there
was it?
is scientific
one had a
accuracy to that
mustache?
because there are
I don't
animals that live in
remember.
different parts of the world that can be vastly different from where they are in one part of the world.
It's in real life. It's just like a different coat.
Yeah, I think they're doing it too much though.
Not listen. I don't see a fox here and then go up to fucking Hawaii and see this long neck motherfucker. He just might be a different color.
No, they have a thing in the Pokedex as to why that is. It has more sunlight and better nutrients in the Alola region. That's why it can grow taller.
Do they have anything in the Pokédex of why they cut out all those Pokemon?
Yeah, they no care.
No, I think they did care because they tried to put them all in, but they just got lazy with it in the end.
They
I
said
think-
they
I
did all
think they
those
were
animations
rushed,
in, and
honestly.
people Gigamine getting found, but it was just all the animations from Sun and
Yeah, it was
Moon.
reused
Well,
assets
could they
yeah.
and
be
stuff.
rushed because they're under Nintendo, right? And Nintendo delays shit all the time.
Kangaroo showed me some
don't
sort of
know.
article and told me this was the explanation. I just skimmed it.
Could have been the explanation. Like I completely forgot what the explanation was, but it was something about like they needed to like hit a deadline. They were super behind because they have to like animate all of these old Pokemon that like literally. How many Pokemon are there now?
It's 900 plus. Well,
We are getting close to 1,000.
sorry to cut you off there, but like, in this, what I heard is that they were in the beginning trying to port them over from the DS, but it took them like months to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, they couldn't figure it out, and so they're like, yep, fuck it, we'll just use what we have.
Why, dude? Especially when it's more expensive. There's less like post-game content.
Yeah, even
It's-
like
it's
disregarding all the lack of Pokemon, like the content they did put in there wasn't very worth it.
I just know about the curry.
Like there's really no hidden legendaries. There's like really nothing to do once you beat the
No,
main story of the game.
And the fucking story, I think you can beat it in like 20 hours.
Yeah, it's a very short story.
That's so weird.
And then there's no post-game content. So it's like
Is there
that's-
none?
No.
No,
I
you,
think there's
literally
probably some shit.
like the one hidden legendary you get at the end of the story, so it's just handed to you.
What's the hidden legendary?
It's some sort of big dragon, and it's like why they can like do the giant thing in the Galar region. Like it's not like in Diamond and Pearl where like literally you could go into the mountain, you have nothing told you about it, and you find Heatran, or like when you find Giratina. Like and before Platinum,
Or, like,
Giratina
Bottom.
was just in a cave off to the side in the middle of nowhere.
They need to do the Sprite games again.
I don't care what art direction they go to, as long as it's not half-baked
Yeah.
like this game.
I just don't want those people to look at my boy for alligator and be like, "No, we don't fucking want that here." I just
also
think
think-
they're
Well,
awful
he wouldn't
people.
have been in the game regardless. You'd have to port him in from another game.
I know, but I would have. I would have.
People did that. They ported in all the old Pokemon. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone. There's videos of like every legendary doing their hidden moves and all that.
Like, what my intention was for this game was I was going to buy this game and then buy a DS, potentially Game Boy, like just GBA, whatever, and then play through the rest of the Pokemon games so I could have like all the Pokemon
From the original region.
from the originals into the new one, and I could literally have every Pokemon.
I gave that with some. Like I have a copy. I got a copy of the original Diamond off eBay, and I have my Dialga in there waiting.
But you might never get them unless they do.
Well, I could get him up to my DS game.
but not fucking.
One thing that like made
Sword and
me
Shield.
like so like upset when I found out about that is because right after they announced the game, they announced like the new system that was Pokemon Home. It was like, yes, this is what you're going to use on the Switch to transfer your Pokemon. And they're like, yeah, you can't put your Pokemon here. I'm like, what is the fucking point?
Yeah, they released all of that like new stuff like the Pokemon Bank and stuff like that to like
that's what
easily transfer everything from like old games to new games and shit like
What the
that.
hell is the point of that now?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
useless.
Pokemon Bank was what they have on the DS, and you can use that between like X and Y, Ruby and Sapphire, Black and White too. Then everyone was like, well, what's going to be used for the Nintendo Switch? And that's what Pokemon Home was. That was a really big deal. I remember seeing it on Twitter and like being, that's what they're doing.
I remember watching that live
Yeah,
stream.
and like,
Yeah, me too.
it's like, here's the answer you've been looking for, and then they're like, forget it.
I've never even heard of that.
It was like a mobile app.
I don't even know if it's out.
I don't know either. It was a mobile app, so you could transfer, like, you could put your DS Pokemon or your Pokemon Go Pokemon or whatever into, like, you would, like, hook it up to your phone and put them in effectively like a Pokemon storage unit and then transfer them into the new game. But I don't even know if they've made that or not.
They did for the DS. They have it. That's what Pokemon Bank is. And Pokemon Home was supposed to be the newest version of it. Because Pokemon Bank is for DS games only, because, Pokemon's never really been like a mainstream console thing until now.
Pokemon Home was like a mobile app.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
I just looked it up.
What about Pokemon Sleep?
Yeah,
my
that was a
favorite.
thing.
Oh yeah.
That was
Catch
a thing.
Pokemon in your dreams.
I don't remember.
It was like you put your Pokemon like in the virtual bed, and I guess you could train them at night or something while they slept, while you slept, while you did nothing.
It was like your phone could.
So it's a Pokewalker, except you ain't got to walk.
Yeah.
They were like, well, we got people out of the house with Pokemon Go. What's the next step? Well, people need to sleep good. I think you had to buy like a watch accessory, and
Yeah,
it would like,
and it would
measure
your
tracks your heart rate and all
your
that.
heart rate to see
Make sure you're
how
sleeping.
long you've fallen asleep,
I don't
and based
remember-
if you got a good night's rest.
I don't remember how they
Something
rewarded
happens.
you though. Did they give you Pokemon,
I don't remember.
or did they level up Pokemon?
I think it just leveled up.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
The one kid who knows how to slow down his
Why
heart
the
rate
fuck
at
would
will.
you sleep with the watch on?
I don't know.
I don't. You sleep with your watch?
Sometimes.
I do.
If it's
It wasn't bulky.
if it's up.
I would do with my
Why-
Fitbit.
No, it was like a wristband type thing.
How many hours did I sleep last night?
One thing that one
Oh,
feature I
didn't have
was
it on
upset
last night.
about
Never mind.
is because in Let's Go they finally brought back one of the features, like just a small feature that everyone loves so much, is your Pokemon walking beside you.
Yeah, it was sick.
And then they finally brought that back. At first was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Then after that, years went by. They finally brought it back in Let's Go, and people were they went above and beyond with it too, because it wasn't just like them walking beside you. You could ride them. You had different animations for every single one, because it was just only the first league.
I think.
Then they just that was my main concern.
Yeah.
I was like, I can forgive not any Pokemon being in there. I can deal with that, because I thought it was only going to be like a certain few, not this amount.
It's like minus 700.
Yeah. But then I was like, I just want to know if my Pokemon can walk beside me, and sure as shit, no, they can't.
You'd think they'd do that too, because they
Yeah,
obviously
they-
know how to do it.
Yeah, and they have walking
No,
animation.
wait.
They have walking animation for the Pokemon in the wild, like in that little wild area.
Your Pokemon can't follow you in that game?
No.
I thought they could.
Those
Yeah, I
Pokemon
thought they
can-
could too.
Well, technically, they run after you. That's kind of following.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but the ones in your
Yeah.
party can't do shit.
It's. I have a feeling, since they're going down the route of remaking all of the older games, it's hard to transfer all of the Pokemon from the first generation of games and stuff like that to the newer ones. So I think their plan is to just recreate everything with new animations, a whole new style, and just rebrand Pokemon altogether, so that eventually, maybe years down the line, we have this one Pokemon game that has everything.
No, that's what people have been talking about for so long. They think they're going to eventually make a region based on every continent, and then just have like a Pokemon world.
That'd be fucking hard.
Yeah,
it'd be
it'd be
cool,
aw-
but
it'd be awesome,
that'd be
though.
a lot of work.
One of the things that people are really pushing now for the next game is they want a region based off Australia, and they want Steve Irwin to be like the champion or the professor.
That'd be sick.
I think it'd be really cool.
Steve
I'd rather
Irwin.
him be the professor.
Yeah, I could see him more as a professor than the champion.
I'd love to have that.
But
That'd be cool.
I'm really so disappointed about Sword and Shield though, because like a lot of the surface level stuff, like the characters and the champion, I really like their design and their personalities. But then that was just it. If they had all that, then I don't know the world of the game. I don't know how the areas are.
It's small.
Yeah, I know. I figured that. I knew that much. I didn't know like how much character and like passion it had to it. I like what they did with the gym battles. How it's like an actual sports event. I thought that was cool.
I also did like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have to like put on a jersey, and I thought that was really neat. But then like everything else just like had no polish.
Can you customize your jersey?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think you can
You
choose your
probably
number.
can.
You can choose your, I see a meme about like you can choose your name and your number, and people were like saying 69 and all that.
Well, that's funny as shit.
Yeah, dude. Big lol.
Big lol.
My favorite number is 76.
All I wanted to do was roleplay with my Glaceon walking beside me. That's all I wanted. And I couldn't even do that.
Do it in Minecraft.
Which Minecraft YouTuber quit to become a rapper? Or music artist?
Fucking no.
Sunday.
Yes, I know whoever he was, he quit. And I checked his YouTube channel and like he just came back to doing Minecraft.
Oh,
Because
I
he
have no
was
idea.
like playing Minecraft again. He's like, it's good to be back, boys. I have some spare time in my hands. I'm like, yeah, it didn't work out, did it? So now
Wait,
you're
he
back.
left to be a rapper?
He left to be a rapper or do something with music, and then he just came back
I
because
thought
it
it was
didn't
like
work.
a religious thing.
I don't know.
No, it's not actually Sunday. That was a joke.
Oh, it's not Sunday?
No.
No.
Yeah, who left YouTube for to
I'm
find
thinking
God?
That
Dan.
was Sunday.
That was
I'm
Sunday?
thinking
Okay.
Dan the Diamond Minecart, but I know that's not it. It might be Captain Sparkles.
I didn't watch any
Yeah.
of these YouTubers growing
I didn't
up.
either. I started watching them at age 21.
Even when we were younger, I wasn't a Minecraft YouTuber guy. I watched Minecraft animations.
I started on fucking Minecraft, dude. I watched Nova.
Oh yeah.
What did I watch? I
Tobuscus.
Yes,
I
I
did
watched a
watch-
lot of Tobuscus.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't watch a lot of
Tobuscus guy.
Tobuscus, but I did watch them.
There was like a documentary that I saw recently about like how he is nowadays and like how in the last legs of his channel he was just trying to like, because YouTube was changing obviously, and he was just trying so hard to like do the same thing he was doing when he was like at his peak. And it's just like, if you go back and watch the videos, it's just so sad to see him. He's just trying to do the same thing. It's obviously that's not working.
He uploaded.
Then he
a
had all
video
those
today.
allegations and all that.
He uploaded a video today and it got like 6,000 views.
Yeah, like it's just done.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, no, it makes me feel bad because like he honestly controversial, but he didn't really do anything.
I don't know. I've heard he's like actually like really mean, like
Really?
rude.
Yeah, like it's a real mute.
Even
person.
with I don't remember what the controversy was.
It
he like
was-
beat his girlfriend or something.
No,
it was
so-
it was
fuck?
that he was like
Mutton chop looking motherfucker.
it was
His girlfriend beats him. Look at him.
No, he like
it was
the
that he like
controversy
pressured her
was-
into sex or something.
yeah, like he raped her or something like that. But like
That's
it
every
turned out to
allegation
be like
nowadays.
not true, but he just never recovered from it. He lost his job at like in
Minecraft.
he didn't, not just that, but he
Not
lost
even
his
Happy
job.
Wheels
He
could
got
save him.
blacklisted from the like
imagine-
film industry because
I-
he was on TV for a little bit.
Oh, that was a thing.
Yeah,
What
he
was
was
he
on
on?
Annoying Orange.
He's on Annoying Orange.
Yeah.
The Annoying Orange
I can't-
TV show.
Obviously, speak for this because I don't know the fucking guy, but I heard he was like a nightmare to work with.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've heard that too. Same thing with Bill Nye.
Do you want to go over the Game of the Year stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Do you just want me to go down the list?
Yep.
My game didn't win.
Yeah, it sucks to suck.
It does.
I'm kind of sad that Luigi's Mansion 3 wasn't on the list.
It got an award.
What's Game of the Year for you? Is it RE2 or Luigi's
RE2.
Mansion?
RA2.
Oh, you mean like just for E?
Like
Just
for
for
me?
E. You would pick RE2 over Luigi's Mansion? When I would think you'd pick Luigi's Mansion.
I would say Luigi's Mansion, but like in terms of what they had, I
Like the
definitely
nominees.
wanted RE2 to win. But if there was one that that I wanted to win besides that, I was glad it was Sekiro.
I think those are the only two I fucking recognized.
Yeah, the other one was like, I don't was Call
Death
of Duty-
Stranding.
Death Stranding. I knew Death
I
Stranding.
knew-
Smash.
I knew Death
Smash.
Stranding wasn't gonna win.
What Smash?
I would not want Smash to win.
No, I just don't like games like that to win. Like when Overwatch won Game of the Year, for whatever year that was, 2017, 2016.
I think it was 2016.
I remember being like genuinely frustrated that like a multiplayer competitive game got Game of the Year. Because when I think of Game of the Year, I think single player experience.
This is the only game of the year for the past couple of years I actually paid attention to because
Didn't
I actually had something I really
PUBG
wanted to win.
get Game of the Year one year?
No, it got nominated.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely didn't win.
It did not win. Thank God.
I remember you actually getting really upset that it got nominated.
I can't even play PUBG.
It's a shame.
PUBG fucking sucks.
It's a shame because I never played Luigi's Mansion and Resident Evil. I've never played those games.
Those are two franchises that I adore highly. Luigi's Mansion wasn't even supposed to be a thing. Luigi's Mansion started off when they debuted the GameCube, because Luigi's Mansion is like maybe a 6-hour game at the most.
Yeah, the first Luigi's Mansion is short.
Yeah, it's very short, but it was made to like show off what the GameCube could do, because it played around with like shadows and like dust and like particles and all that.
You had the
So
fucking
effectively,
curtain.
You had
The curtain effects.
The curtain effects.
So it was a
everything
tech
had,
demo.
Yeah, it was essentially a tech demo, but like they wanted to make a full game out of it. And I didn't really know this until like recently, because I just grew up knowing this, that like Luigi had the persona of like being a coward or being the scared one. But that was the game where they actually gave him a personality and gave him like fleshed him out. Before that, he was just like the green Mario. Like he had no voice, he had no like characteristics to him at all. That was like really where they started to flesh out things more.
And he's cooler.
Yeah, because like a big thing in the game is that really helped that was the emotion he gave him in his like actions, like how he would be humming when he's nervous or like be jittering his teeth all the time. But there was like an inspect animation thing where you could like literally like see what Luigi's thoughts on a certain thing. Like he'd be like, "Oh, I really like this piece of art," or "I don't like this chair," or "I'm not like this type of guy."
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things is if you inspect the washroom, hit like the washing machine, he'll be like, my brother likes to throw his hat in there and wash it, but I think hand washing is the only way to go. Like it's just little details like that. And every like boss fight was like, it's just literally just a game full of boss fights is what it is. And everyone was like a different ghost that had its own different animation personality. And that's what really captured it and like made it for the first game, especially the setting, because it was like in an old Victorian type of mansion. Like everything you went into, it felt real, and like the ghost that was in that particular room, it was like matching the room. The second one came years later, and because Nintendo was like, they really didn't like know if that was just like a small fan base thing or a big fan base thing. So after years of like, it's been like 10 years, and they're like, all right, we are still getting people begging us to do this. They had some other company animate it. I do not remember the name of it. I think it might be...
Tell you what, it wasn't Game Freak.
No, it wasn't Game Freak. I think it might be Red Button. Maybe? I'm probably wrong on that. But the second one, like the first one, it was just all one mansion.
For which game?
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Dark Moon.
This is the DS one.
The DS one.
Got you.
Red Button comes to mind, but I think that I'm pretty sure that's wrong. But the second one, the first one was all one mansion. It was split up into sections, but you could essentially do everything at your own pace. Like, you could just binge through it all if you wanted to. You would just be separated by maybe a few cutscenes. The second one was mission-based, and it had multiple mansions. Instead of the one thing, you had like 5 to explore.
Next level games.
Yeah, next level games. They animated. They did the third one as well, but the third one they really stepped up their game, because the main issue they had with the second one, it wasn't per se the mission thing. It kind of was, because it kind of like delayed it. They brought the third one was such a fun game because they brought a perfect balance of the two, because the second one also had a different art style to it and how they did the ghost. And that's one thing people, especially myself, really didn't like, because every single ghost was like the same thing. There was only like one boss ghost that had like actually like they could like went to design it more to give it like personality to the setting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But they only did it the one time, and it's like in a really weird part of the game. So like it's just like, why did they do that and not do this the whole game?
Okay. Can I pause you real quick?
No.
But I don't know if you're serious or joking.
You can go ahead.
All right. Okay. So now that I'm thinking about it, they had this full fleshed out emotion thing for Luigi. Mario doesn't have shit for emotions. All we know is he gets lusty when fucking Peach kisses him on the cheek.
That's the thing now.
Mario's really not a fleshed out character.
people argue like Luigi's better than Mario, and I would say
Luigi
he is.
absolutely has more personality than
Yeah.
Mario.
Of course he does.
What the fuck? Mario doesn't got shit.
Like, people don't realize how big of a deal that tech demo of a game was. It really launched some things.
If you want to get really technical in it when it comes to like the symbolism
The
of
Mario lore.
it's like Yahoo. It's like if you really want to get lame with it, it's like compare. It's like kind of similar to the Goku and Vegeta relationship versus like the
Luigi and Mario.
Like,
versus Goku. Oh
Vegeta has the more personality that he actually like.
Actually, now
Yeah, because he has the same
Goku
pride and all that. Goku's just an idiot.
Has a flat character arc that he does. The world isn't affecting him. He's affecting the world. Same thing goes for Goku.
I would argue saying he doesn't even have a character arc. He just wants to fight people and have fun doing it.
His character development was in the original Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, that
Like,
was
everything else, he drives the story forward while everyone else is being affected by it.
Yeah.
That's why we like everyone else. And Goku is just iconic because, like, he's Goku. He's the strongest. He's the main character. But he's, like, not really.
He beats the villain.
He beats the villain. Same goes with Mario. Mario says, "So long, Game Bowser," and then kicks him into lava, kills him, and then saves the day. Well, everyone else is a Toad. He's just like, and like freaks out about everything. And everyone else is getting all of this character development besides Mario.
Yeah, all the side characters in Mario, like just people who aren't Mario, have the more character development. Like,
I don't know about that, dog. I ain't know much about Toad.
no, I was about to say in
Wario has a lot of character.
Captain Toad, dude.
Yeah, in the Galaxy games, they started making Captain Toad and like having his whole little crew, who's just like this little explorer dude.
Was Captain
He's an
Toad in
adventure.
Galaxy?
That's where he
Is that where
first
he started?
appeared.
That's where he
Yeah, and now they come back because they're iconic and they're getting more like people can recognize it and they know what they're all about just by looking at
Was
them.
Captain Toad in Galaxy 2? He was, right?
He first appeared in Galaxy. He was in Galaxy 2.
I didn't.
He was
play
in
the first
Odyssey.
Galaxy. I played the second one.
Like he's even still coming back today in Odyssey and had his own game. I don't know how that game did.
But that
I
was
never
just
played.
so long ago. I probably just don't
Apparently
remember.
that game was good, but it's like that's like a not for everybody kind
Yeah,
of
that's,
game.
I know
Wait,
it's
what?
just like a puzzle game.
Captain Toad.
Treasure Tracker.
Isn't it?
It's like a puzzle game.
I know what it is. How much is it? It's not a $60 title, I hope.
It's like 40, 30.
I could see it being like $30.
Yeah. Can we talk about how great
Shark Tales.
Shark Tales was?
No.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Neither have
I
I.
don't remember. I actually did watch it recently, but I don't know why or when.
I
It's
haven't watched it recently.
Bad
Oh.
is what you should say.
Is
most-
it bad?
I like it.
The most
I can
recent movie
enjoy
I've seen in a
every
long
part
time
of
Why
was
it.
did I
Toy
watch
Story.
that? When did I watch that?
I don't know.
That was in this year.
Is
that I
it, is it like
rewatched
Chicken Little bad?
No.
No. It's
Was Chicken Little
significantly
really that
better.
bad?
Oh yeah.
Yes, go back and watch it. It's,
it's
like
bad.
the worst shit
I don't
you'll ever
want
see.
to though because I remember
It's
I remember
so
liking that so
boring.
much.
Well, I guarantee you won't like it now.
The
That's
pacing
why I
in
don't
it
want
is
to
just
do it.
so
You
bad.
have me afraid to do it.
Everything is wrong with that movie. I don't know if it's that it's bad or that it's just poor.
It doesn't.
It's dated.
It's severely dated. The only thing that stands up with that movie is the fucking song. And
The one little
One
slip.
little slip.
That's like the only thing that
That movie is so
really
fucking bad, though.
matters.
Some gay things can turn out pretty good though, like Luigi's Mansion. Back on topic.
You know what aged really well?
What?
Ratatouille.
Oh
can
my
see
god,
that.
Ratatouille is such a good movie.
I want to watch Flushed Away again.
I
feel like
never
that's still
saw
good.
that movie. When that movie came out as a kid, I begged my dad to take me to see it, and he just never did.
One thing we need to do, and we need to do this soon, is we need to just sit down at somebody's house
I'm not watching all the Star Wars
and
movies.
rewatch every Star Wars movie.
I'm not
not.
doing that.
I would do that.
I would
Ian,
not.
you
Star Wars
have to do
sucks.
that.
I don't like Star Wars.
Well, just sit there and make fun of it. We're
You know
gonna
what? I couldn't.
ordering pizza and making fun of the.
You do-
the-
I'll go play Luigi's Mansion.
Are you
with
aware of how much of a time commitment that is?
Each movie's like 3 hours.
It's
I
not
looked it
even
up,
like-
and I think all the movies, not including the new one, was like 22 hours.
Gosh, I couldn't even sit there and just like have fun making
One
fun
a
of
day.
it. I would not want to do that. I
We
don't
could do
want
Once,
to do that.
one movie.
You guys
I've
could do one a
watched
day. I
some
wouldn't.
Star Wars movies before. I just don't enjoy it.
We need to go start with. We need to start with 4. All right, get on, watch those,
4 through
and then
6.
1 through 3. And
Yeah, it does that like chronological
No,
difference bullshit, doesn't it?
let's just do 1 through 6. Go in chronological
1
order.
is so bad.
They're all bad.
I like 3.
I like
We-
Indiana
we-
They're
Jones.
all horrible.
I don't know if I want to sit through 3 again though, because we watched.
bet
that
you-
I don't know if I want
I'll
to
sit
sit through
through
any
3
of them.
again.
I'll sit through 6.
I'm willing to go see the new ones with
I
you
bet
guys.
6 is still pretty good.
6
I'm
is
not gonna
bad.
give a shit.
6 is bad. 4 is horrible.
What are you on about?
6 is fucking bad. I
Four-
don't
4 is
like
bad.
6.
4, I don't remember
4
5
is
that
the,
well.
4 is the
4 is just the
original.
first one.
What happened in 5? Was 5 the one
5
where...
was Empire Strikes Back, Battle of Hoth.
I have no idea what's going
Never
on
mind, that one's actually good.
at all.
Yeah,
5 might be
4
my
was the
favorite.
first movie to come out, and that's what everybody got hooked on. They're like, "Whoa, Avengers!"
I know what Yoda
And-
is, and I know what Darth Vader is.
I bet,
That's all you need?
I
Yep.
bet
Ian,
5 is good as
All
shit.
you need to know
Ian.
is that Star Wars was our parents' version of the Avengers movies.
Yeah, I know. My brother and my dad talk about it, and then I watched one with my dad, and I didn't like it. Oddly enough, though, I really like Indiana Jones.
I've only seen
Made by the
Crystal
same
Skull.
person.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said ironically.
Me and Alec have only seen the bad one.
The fourth one?
What, the Crystal
Why'd you
Skull?
watch that one?
We went to a drive-in theater with Tanner when we were young.
Oh, really?
What,
Yeah.
the Crystal Skull?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only one we've ever seen.
My favorite's like the first
need to
one,
watch
Raiders
the
of the
fir-
Lost Ark.
You need to
When
like.
did Crystal Skull come out?
I know it had been like a while since the
2008,
third one,
I
and
think?
they were like,
I don't
okay, we
know.
gotta make a fourth, and then it just bombed.
Crystal.
I was young enough to be afraid of those big ass ants.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that legit scared me.
I still haven't seen the Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull movie
You're probably fine without it.
I've only seen the first two. I saw Raiders of the Lost
came out in
Ark.
2008, so we were 10.
Dang,
I was
forget
right.
The second one.
That was right.
I think the second one was Temple of Doom.
But
I really liked Raiders of the Lost Ark. I found the way I saw that was I was digging through shit in my garage and I found an old VHS that was my dad's and I watched it. It was awesome.
But all the the kids at the drive-in theater were beating each other up for no reason because you're dumb kids.
Well,
And there was this bigger kid. I don't know how old he was.
It's probably like a couple years older.
He was taller. He was bigger than us. So he was just like, "Hey, they're doing it, and I'm bigger than the three of you." Me, Reed, and Tanner. So I'll just take on all three of you. Tanner jumped on his back and started beating the fuck out of the back of his head.
oh my god.
Wasn't
And Tanner would have been a 9-year-old.
Tanner
Tanner's
was
not that kind of person now.
No,
No,
not
you
at
wouldn't
all.
know it because you can hang out with us back then. But Tanner, every time we would wrestle, Tanner always win. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who it was. Tanner would win.
You would not think of that now.
Really?
Tanner would beat the fuck out of anybody when he was a child.
He just gets on your back and takes you down.
I guess the quote "I'm a fucktard" really holds up to his character. I guess.
Do you want to get back on topic? Josh, what's your game of the year? Your personal game of the year.
I never
personal
even got
game
to
of
talk. I didn't even get to talk about Luigi's
I don't know
Mansion
what the
3.
fuck I played
Actually, I
this
know my
year.
pick.
I got up to the second one, then we just veered off.
What the fuck did I play?
You played Sekiro.
I played Sekiro, but it's not my game of the year.
I've only seen gameplay of it. I know it's like big time, and the whole game is like it's like a Luigi's
Does it
Mansion 1.
have to
boss
be
fights.
something that came out this year? What came out this year?
Luigi's
We
Mansion
are in
3.
like the bad season.
We didn't play anything.
It's been pretty
I
dry.
played a
we
few
played
things.
old.
Everything
we
I
got
was-
into League.
Everything,
That's what we did this
everything
year.
I was looking forward to was all Nintendo, and only like one of the. I'd
We
say
gotta-
two of
we
those
gotta-
held up.
I could say your game of the year. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ian. Keep going.
No, you just go.
Okay. I'd say your personal game of the year is just the game you enjoyed most this year. So if you want to run with a League of Legends, I'd say run with it.
I wouldn't run with League of Legends. In fact,
that'd be really weird.
I'd fucking trip League of Legends and then go back home.
That'd be really weird running with your computer.
What have you played the most this year? TF2?
TF2,
Oh, God.
Skyrim, because this year is the
Say
year I
Skyrim.
decided to
Make
to-
it Skyrim. Everyone will agree with that.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be because I played the fuck
Dragon
out
Ball
of it.
Fighters came out this year?
No,
Okay.
Dragon Ball Fighters came out in 2017.
Really?
They're just still updating it. They
No, it's
just
2018.
they just
2018?
added
Early 2018?
Probably.
I know they just added Super Broly, and I know he's apparently broken as fuck.
I don't know who told you that, but they're dumb.
I'd say my game of the year for the game that came out this year would be the new Call of Duty because of the campaign. The multiplayer is fucking garbage, and I don't give a shit about it. But when it comes to just my overall game of the year, Skyrim.
So the main highlight of the game of Modern Warfare was bad.
Mine is just Tetris 99.
That's fine. Mine would be either Luigi's Mansion 3 or Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 I had so much fun with. But
We got into
Luigi's
Minecraft
Mansion
earlier
3,
this
what
year.
made it such a fun game is it was made by the same people who made the second one. But they took the feedback of the second one to where it didn't have all the personality and all the ghosts that had their own iconic design and stuff. And they just flushed it all together. And they still made it kind of mission based, not really. You still explored the whole thing, but you did it one area at a time with the elevator button thing. And I thought that was a really clever thing of how they did it, because it was still technically you have to go to one certain area and be there, but you had a whole reason. It's not like you had to go back to the home base, pause it, and then go again. And the gameplay mechanics of the game, Gooigi, that was such, you wouldn't think them adding that would change the game as much as it did. You can do so much stuff with Gooigi to make the game so much fun.
Do you... When I think we were playing a fire, right? You really pissed Daniel off one time
Playing with fire.
I think we were planning a fire, trying to plan something that we were gonna do.
Oh, okay.
And
I
Daniel
thought you
asked,
said playing with fire.
no, planning like a bonfire. Like, so we were planning to do a bonfire that night or something. And Daniel asks, "Hey, what time are we gonna do this thing?" And no context, Ian over here just types in the Snapchat Guiji,
Oh, I remember doing that. I kept doing that for a while.
and Daniel was like pissed because he was asking for like real information, and the only response that he got was Ian that just went Guiji.
No, I remember I would do that like right before the game came out and right after. I would just comment that on everything on Twitter. Everything I would do, I would just put either go easy. Then I started, then after the go easy died down, I started using that really nasty picture of the McRib I got.
The McRib was so subpar.
I had one in the McRib season that has just passed. I got one
I
that
did
was
too.
really killer, but the rest just sucked.
I only had one, and it's definitely something that I could see like myself getting every once in a while, but it's not like a main menu item.
I think
which
Daniel,
I think is why it's seasonal.
Yeah, that's Daniel summed it up the best. He said that's why they only bring it back is because if they just had it all the time, it wouldn't make as much money.
The McRib.
Because every fat American's
Sucks.
gonna be like, "Oh, the McRib is back! It's back!" But if it was there all the time, you wouldn't get it. You
No.
wouldn't.
I'll get it once a season. Actually, I don't know if I care enough to get it again. It wasn't that great.
No.
What are you
That's okay.
laughing at, Reed?
We went from Luigi's Mansion to the McRib.
Funny.
Luigi made out of coffee.
Wait, so what's Reed's game of the year?
Tetris.
Tetris?
Yeah,
Josh's
Tetris
was-
was sick.
Did you
For-
play anything from this year?
for the,
I think
the,
You
the
said
game
Call of Duty.
for the game that came out this year? For the games that came out this year, it was Call of Duty's campaign.
But for the game that you played the most this year and enjoyed the most,
Skyrim.
Skyrim is my game of
That's
the year.
pretty. Skyrim is eternal.
Do you have one, Alec?
Basically, holy shit, do I? The only game that I played this year, well, I have two, which would be the new Call of Duty. I have not touched the campaign. The multiplayer is so fucked, it doesn't matter.
You could say Halo, technically.
You could.
Yeah, you could.
I wouldn't
Halo
give
came out
Halo
this
my
year.
game of the year. It feels dated. Not that it's bad per se, but you can just tell it's old.
It came out in 2010.
Yeah, you can just tell it's
I
old.
expected them to touch up the graphics and stuff a lot more.
No,
than
I
they
think
did.
I think it looks good for a 2010 game.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't.
No, I don't think it looks bad. I just thought they were going to do way more.
It's. You can just tell that.
Wait until
it's,
Halo 2 comes out.
It's just not.
Halo 2 will blow your fucking mind.
But after playing that, with like how Halo plays on the PC with mouse and keyboard, I'm excited to see Halo Infinite.
That's what I'm excited for because I think Halo Reach feels okay.
I know when Halo 5 came out, the only one of us that talked about it was Nathan and my brother because they were the only two who still had Xbox Ones.
I played Halo.
And
5.
Nathan was like telling me all about it. He's like, "Yeah, there's this new Spartan. And it's like hunt the truth." And then the game came out and he just didn't buy it. And I just saw the overall opinion was like, "Yeah, the game just came and went."
I borrowed it. You remember Nick?
From school?
Yeah.
From Grundy?
I borrowed his copy of Halo 5. And it was fine. The campaign was pretty whatever. But what I want is the Halo Reach definitely feels dated. And it's definitely not built for PC play because it's so floaty.
It is a little floaty.
Yeah.
Little.
I keep.
Dummy floating.
I think the one feature that I say agitates me is when I keep trying to sprint and I have a cooldown. Not like it's not like Call of Duty where you like run out of stamina. It's like I have to.
You have to wait for that shit to fill
Yeah,
back
and
up.
I can't always guarantee sprint.
And there's something wrong with like the crouch strafing, like when
You
it comes
can't
to
crouch if you're not moving.
Yeah.
yeah. It's really annoying.
When we first played it the first
You
night,
have
I was
to
like
be-
trying
you
to
have to
duck behind the
constantly
legs
be
for
moving
cover, and I just
and,
couldn't.
Jumping, don't jump, and you just have to kind of like juke out the bullets and just aim lock.
I
That's
expected the
basically it.
floatiness because I always remembered Halo being like that, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Well, it's built for controller, and it definitely shows. It doesn't feel horrible. It doesn't feel perfect either, though. So my hope is that when Halo Infinite comes out, that they kind of adjust to PC. I think it still be a little floaty, but hopefully it is a little more stiff. But I think that game could potentially, be really good.
In terms of Bungie
In-
games, I
terms of, like,
definitely,
multiplayer.
I say I do prefer Destiny over Halo.
I
in my
don't like
personal
Destiny,
opinion.
but
I like the looting, shooting aspect of it.
I played the first one on Xbox One for I don't know how long, maybe like 10 hours.
I just
didn't
like
it.
being able to get a big group of people, go fight big boss, and then get cool loot.
I never even did a raid.
I've never done a raid. I've done strikes.
I think I did most of the campaign. Maybe not most of it. I did a portion of the campaign, and it all felt the same. Just travel to this and kill this wave of enemies. And it was
That's
fucking,
essentially what it is.
It's fucking boring.
Yeah, I can see that. I just like being. I never cared about the story or anything. I just really liked killing the big thing than getting the gun.
It's like
I just like doing that.
That's like the reason I don't want to play Doom, because all that is you going through room, killing enemies, and going to the next room.
Yeah, but that's what Doom is.
I know.
That's what makes Doom so fun.
I didn't grow up with Doom or anything like that, so
I
I don't
didn't
give a
either,
fuck.
the guy. The way
just
I
think
got-
it'd be boring.
The way I got into Doom was I watched the death battle between Doom Guy and Master Chief.
Who won?
It was Master Chief.
Hell yeah.
I was really rooting for Doom Guy though, because I knew nothing about this character. I had seen the box art of him a million times. I didn't know what it was.
He's cool.
No, I think Doom Guy is like one of my most favorite gaming characters in the world, because he's literally just like, all right, fuck you. That's his whole thing. He's just pissed, and he's gonna go solve the issue.
That sounds like generic villain, except he's the hero.
It's awesome though. But like, I saw the death battle, and like, when I first saw the video, I was rooting all for Master Chief, but at the end of that video, I was like, come on, Doom Guy. This guy's a badass. Then I bought the Doom 1 and Doom 2 on the Xbox store. I had a blast.
Yeah, no, it's definitely you'd have to like have some sort of appeal towards the like classic shooter, because like you Alec, you like one of your favorite shooters is Counter-Strike. And that's considered a classic shooter, but it's updated and completely different than what it was years ago.
No, it's pretty much the same shit.
Different maps.
That game doesn't change.
When is
There's
Dust
different
3?
maps.
When's Dust
Yeah,
3?
but like when it
But, like,
comes to
the meta of that game hasn't changed since the beginning.
it's considered a classic shooter, but it's far from the like the Doom games, the old classics like Duke Nukem and Quake and stuff like that. And
Bless you.
fuck. It's something completely different than
It's also not quite as old, I don't think, because Doom and like Wolfenstein came before Doom, didn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Which they're basically the same game.
Doom came out in
No
98.
offense to them, but they're very.
Well, yeah, all of that,
Wolfenstein, they had
all
to
of these
alter it.
old. There's a ton of like these.
Counter Strike was more like Quake era, not quite Doom.
Well,
So Doom is just way older.
Yeah, Doom's older than Counter-Strike.
it was like a genre of like it's literally just called the classic shooter, where you run, gun, and
Yeah,
then
Doom was one of the first like first-person shooting games, and there was a lot of controversy over like school shootings and all that back then.
It's considered to be one of the most important video games in history because of the controversy around it.
I know one of the big cases with that is one kid shot up his school, and he said it was just in like
Yeah, it
his
was
note.
Columbine.
Yeah, he was like, it's gonna be just like Doom.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he played a lot of Doom. He even made
Doom's the
himself.
reason-
He learned how to code and made a mod for Doom where he like made his whole school and shot it up.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It had some issues.
Doom is the reason why Columbine happened.
That's
Yep.
fucking ridiculous.
Technically, but like yeah,
But
it's,
that's the mental issue of the kid. That's not the game's fault.
What you're telling me is don't give a fucking crazy boy fucking Doom.
yeah.
No, I had a professor
no.
ask me about this in my my first year of college. She asked me, Ian, what's your opinion? Because she knew I was epic gamer. She was like, Ian, what's your opinion on school shootings and that being related to video games? She literally was like, about shootings that happen, and I just like, because everyone, it was a small class where we all kind of talked to each other, where everyone was pretty chill.
I told her it's about to happen right now.
But I that was like, it wasn't like, oh, this was a joke with the boys. It was like, this is like an actual issue, and I need to give my honest to God answer. And I was like, that's all about the mental issue of the person. Like, if you know you have mental issues, and you know if you're having like thoughts like that, if you have like a violent impulse to do that, you need help.
No, a lot of people have violent impulses, right? But
I'm
thinking
saying
about
like
running
I'm
some
saying
dude over because you're pissed.
yeah,
'cause
I'm
of
saying
traffic
I'm
is
saying
not
like
the same
they
as,
have
like,
the
doing
violent
it.
impulse, not like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. Like, I know I'm going to do
It's
this.
the incels. 100%.
Whenever someone's like riding my ass on the road, I'll look at my rearview mirror and just be like, hit me. I want you to.
I don't feel like that.
When
people
Because
are
it won't be
like,
my fault. The
when
fuck?
people are riding
Oh, yeah,
me,
it
I'm
won't
just
be.
like, fuck off.
Because
It'll be your fault if you hit the guy in front of you.
What's
Do
like
what?
If he hits you and then you get pushed up to hit the guy in front of you, then
No,
that's your
I've been
fault.
scared
That's not
about
my
that
fucking
so
fault. What the
many.
fuck?
Everyone who drives in this state is a cunt.
No, I think this is the worst state for driving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, no.
Let me tell you a quick short story about.
I've seen a lot of dumb shit.
This. Here's like a 30-second story about the worst person who ever rode me. Me and my dad were going to Waffle House one morning, and there's like a big pickup truck, like one of those shipping trucks coming up. And on that road, it's like the speed limit's like 50.
55.
Yeah, 55. And we were doing it. I was going 55. And this is like I have a tiny little red Honda car, and that would be easily flattened. And it's just me and my elderly father in there. And then it's like a ginormous fucking trucker truck behind us going like God knows how much speed.
Yeah.
I turn out because we have plenty of room to do it. Dude he's like riding us. I'm like, oh, well, we probably can't slow down in a big thing like that, so I speed up. I'm going 60 now. Still riding me. I keep speeding up.
Yeah, big
I'm going
truck like that.
75. I speed up. He's still riding me. I'm going 80. I'm committing a fucking felony because this man in this truck is literally trying to kill me and my dad.
Come on, you just
If you're in a big truck like that, why the fuck would you ever ride someone's ass? You
He
can't
was a
stop.
cunt. He did that on purpose. He
No.
was trying to hit us.
Yeah, no. The people here, just for a little clarification for anyone listening,
For the folks out there.
the place we live is considered to be one of the worst places for driving.
It's ass.
It's the worst.
It's the worst because like we live in the Charleston area in South Carolina. This is where we have this little thing set up, and
Why are you giving away our location like that, dude?
Charleston big.
Charleston big. Literally, Charleston is spread out across this entire.
My fan's gonna come for my feet.
But anyway, we currently live in the Charleston area, and throughout that entire span of distance of road, the road system here is so fucking garbage, and everybody here is so fucking bad at driving. If you turn on the news every morning, you will find out that somebody has gotten into a car accident and died once in the morning and once in the evening when people are going to work and to home.
Yeah,
It's-
you know the rule, like how if you have the yellow light, that's like the last call at a light.
Yeah.
Here it's like if you're the last guy at the red light, you get to go because everyone and their fucking brother does that here, and it pisses me off.
Wait, what do you mean?
Say there's like a yellow light.
Yeah.
Like the car that's in front at a yellow is supposed to be the last one to go if they have time. Here, if you're first in line and it just changes to red, they just speed on through.
If I can make it into the intersection before it turns red, I go.
It depends on if I'm going left or right. 'cause,
If you get
or
in,
I'm
if
going
you
left.
get in there,
I
if
think
it
you're talking about
changes.
straight.
If it changes red while you're in the middle, that's perfectly fine. I'm saying it'll already be red, and they're not even over the line, and they just speed up and go on through.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone and their brother fucking does that, and I hate it so much.
I don't know that I've seen much people run red lights like that
I
anyway.
see them do it all the time. I can't go one day without seeing at least 5 people do it.
Well, what I think you mean is it turns yellow and you've got some distance.
No, I'm saying it's red, and they just power through.
Well, one bad thing about this place is that nobody has car insurance. So
Yeah, I
if you
know.
get into an accident,
I do.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. That's illegal too. You can't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
You, quote unquote can't do that.
Yeah, no, but so many people here, if you have insurance, but they hit you and they don't have insurance,
You're fucked.
you're fucked because your insurance is forced to pay for it.
People just don't give us, even when you're not on the main road. My dad was out with my mom one night getting pizza from Little Caesars, just in the drive-thru, and it's not like this dude hit him. His car was on the side. His car was on the side of my dad's car, and he just drove across my dad's car, scraping it.
Jesus.
And when they got out, because obviously they're in a parking lot, it's going to speed out of there. He was trying to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my granddaughter was distracting me." But yeah, I don't care. Give me your fucking insurance.
Josh, when was the last time you ran a red light?
I don't know, this week.
Was it on purpose or on accident?
I only do that when there's like nobody around.
I don't think I've ever ran one on purpose. I've done it on accident.
Yeah,
Where
I
you
remember
don't
being
drive.
in the car and Alec runs a red light. He's like, "Man, that shit was red."
I remember being in the car with Daniel. It was the day he got the BB-8 headphones, and we were heading home, or we were gonna meet up somewhere, and he goes and like he doesn't pay attention. He just goes like clearly the red light's been up for like a good like 5 seconds.
Right.
And he passes it and he's like, "Wait, was that red?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was." And he's like, "Please don't tell anyone. They will make fun of me."
I did the same shit. You and Zay were in my car. We were at the four-way. And then I look up and the light's green. And then I thought I was close enough before it would ever change. And then we were going to the gym. And then I just go past the four-way. And then you guys were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "What?"
Oh, I remember that.
And allegedly I had ran the red light. But I don't remember.
We do need to practice on staying on topic, though. Let's get back to the Game Awards.
Who got esports player of the year? It was the
I
Fortnite
don't
kid,
remember.
right?
It was the
Fortnite
It was
kid.
the
Yeah, yeah,
Fortnite
yeah.
kid.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I mean, Fortnite. But that dude, his main reason getting it wasn't it so his his dad wouldn't have to work anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's like a pure-hearted thing about that.
That's also like you know the YouTuber Anomaly.
Yeah.
He took up a bunch of sponsorships for gambling websites for Counter-Strike, so he could get his dad to stop working.
That's great. See, that's if I were to ever win the lottery or do anything like that, I could not just keep that money to myself.
I'd put it away.
I would
I mean, I'd use it for things, and I'd definitely give out.
I would give a fair bit of it to charity and stuff. I help out my family and my relatives, and I maybe keep enough to where I'm good for most of my life. So maybe a good 200,000.
You'd probably, if you're winning the lottery, it'd be hard.
I'd say 200,000 could get me through a good chunk of my
how much
life.
you get for winning the lottery?
Well,
Over $1 million.
Yeah, they have to. Even when Uncle Sam takes his share, you still have a good chunk left, and that all depends on whether. Because you can get two ways. You can either get it, and this takes more away from it, because whichever one you choose, they're taking the taxes off. But you can either get it where they give you all of it at once that's left over after the taxes, or you can do it to where you get so much of it a month. You basically get a paycheck.
I'd probably do that.
I'd do the monthly thing.
I would too. I think it goes
I think you get more out of it if you do it that way.
yeah, I think
too.
you get $3,500 a month or something, which is
Holy fuck.
or even more than that. I don't know.
It's
That'd be
it's
like
just
your whole
dependent
ass
on.
life.
I think you actually get to work out how much you get a month, maybe within some wiggle room.
I'd probably give myself $3,500.
I give myself $3,500 a month. That'd be enough to pay my bills and all that and go.
And you still have so much left over.
Yeah, I only spend at the most maybe $150 a month on and that's including food, gas, and gallivanting off doing whatever the fuck I do with you guys.
Which is food.
Yeah, food and whatever games I get. I rarely buy stuff anymore. Well, people, I'm really good with saving money. I do not like buying stuff.
Oh, buying shit's great. I don't know what I would even buy anymore.
I'm not
have so
I'm
much
not
shit.
like a cheapskate. It's just half the time it's I think about this because it's not like I can get something and be do I want this? I think do I need this and will it serve a purpose? And I do that with everything. It is rare, and whenever I get little knickknacks and
How many
stuff,
Funko Pops you got?
a lot.
Do they serve your purpose?
I like them. I was about to say, whenever I get little collectibles like that, it's usually just little cheap stuff.
Yeah, I don't have any collectibles.
I got all those Funko Pops. That little statuette I got of Mew the other day, that was $5.
What is a statuette?
It's like a little.
A female statue?
It's just a word for statue.
Is it?
I think so.
I've never heard that.
It's just a little figure, but it's just a little Mew figure in a plastic case that was $5, and I had to tape it down in the case so it would move around. But I enjoy looking at that a lot more than I thought I would.
Is it a
There
TV
you go.
show?
You see, I also only buy little things.
Yeah.
It's rare if I get big things. The biggest thing I've gotten was the Oculus the other day, and that's a big thing in all year.
Yeah, Reed bought a fucking $1,000 statue.
Yeah, I remember that. Did you ever get that?
It comes next month.
Which one is it of? It's a
It's
Street
Terry
Fighter.
Bogard.
It's Terry Bogard.
The new Smash character.
Yeah, dude. People are mad because they didn't put in Mai Shiranui.
Who the fuck is Mai Shiranui?
She's
the
my
red-
girl, the one who's not made for little Or
Yeah.
good
I thought
boys
that
and
was-
girls.
I thought that was one name.
She's too sexy for Smash.
People are
Is
wanting
what they say.
Sora.
Yeah, I could see Sora being a possibility,
They
but
ain't
I
getting him.
don't think he's gonna do it.
No, the director of Smash. Is he technically the director?
I don't
director?
think. I don't think so.
They want to do gaming icons, but like gaming icons that appeal to
But
everyone.
they already have a rep from Square.
Yeah,
They got Cloud.
yeah, they got Cloud.
Well, the argument is that Sora is a Disney rep.
No, he's not. What the fuck?
Well, that's a complicated question.
I would
the
put-
main story behind how Kingdom Hearts was made was I can't remember whether Disney wanted to do with them or Square Enix wanted to do with them. I think Disney wanted to make an RPG about Mickey. Like the main character in Kingdom Hearts was supposed to be Mickey, but like I guess they didn't have the funds at the time to like animate Mickey that much and like move his mouth as much as they did, or something with the voice actor. I can't remember. So that's why he only appeared at the end of the first game.
But if I were to put Sora on a side versus Disney or Final Fantasy, I would definitely lean him more towards Final Fantasy.
I would too.
I
I'd
don't-
say if there's a character they can add, Crash Bandicoot is one.
Crash would be pretty cool.
See, my pick already would have been Terry Bogard. So like my next pick would absolutely be Crash Bandicoot.
I'd say either Crash or Spyro.
My pick is Heihachi Mishima. That's it. If they add that, then I'll actually buy the game.
One thing about the new, we don't really play Smash, but
No,
like
not at all.
one, I do like to see who they put in there,
No, announcements
and
are
like
hype.
and
They
like
could put
the
anything
little
in anything,
the
and I'd
little
be hyped.
details they put in there. One little detail that I did not enjoy because we all own the game, most of us do. So whenever I play it once in a blue moon, meaning like once a year, like how you can choose your skins and like colors for your character.
Like Sans.
Yeah. Not like the costumes. I mean, like, you just cycle through colors on a character.
Yeah.
I was really sad when you went to the Pokemon character that it wouldn't be like all the trainers. It's just different variants of red and green.
All right, Josh,
Or
you
he has,
were
like, a coat.
absent for this, but if you got to pick a Smash character, who'd you pick?
Smash character. Who did everyone else say?
I already got mine. I would have picked
Reed
Terry.
already got his wish. I said they.
You went who?
He got Terry Bogard.
I got Terry, dude.
He already
I
got
would have
who he
picked
wanted.
Terry.
I would want them to either, in terms of who I think is most likely, I think it's either Crash or Spyro. I would have liked them. I think it was a missed opportunity, especially when they introduced Echo Fighters that they didn't use Shadow.
I know.
I think that would have worked so well.
He'd be like, "Damn, I'm in Smash."
Damn.
And I really thought they were going to do Knuckles, but he's
This
just
lame
another assist
shit.
trophy.
Damn.
Damn Peach. Hot. That's what Shadow
So
would say.
Ian picked Crash or Spyro. I picked Heihachi. Who'd you pick?
Two favorites really. I know like the representatives have already been established.
Jotaro.
That's not a video game character. I'd say Minecraft Steve, honestly.
I think he's. If they do that, I bet he's a me costume.
Yeah.
What about
I'd say
Fortnite default
that.
skin?
Fortnite defaults.
Absolutely no way. There is no way they're getting that in there.
That'd be funny.
I do not want them to.
That's hilarious.
I think I'd rather have Fortnite default skin than Crash.
I'd rather have Crash.
I'd rather have Crash any day of the week.
Yeah, but Fortnite's default skin would be funny as fuck.
It'd be funny, but I think it'd be dumb.
It would be dumb.
I don't know. That kind of correlates. You think Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's could be in there?
Yeah,
I'd
that'd
be
be funny too.
Because according to the kids in my editing class, they were talking about what his moveset would be.
I think. I think if they add Fortnite default skin, and if I ever actually start competing in Smash tournaments, if my Terry gets killed by your default skin, I'm gonna be pissed. I can handle Mario.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're going to
We're going to final round
this year.
soon.
I've never been to any convention like that.
Yeah, I made
It's not a convention at all.
Yeah, no, it's really just a big fighting tournament, but like it's a lot of fun. There's vendors and stuff like that to
Yeah,
go
I know.
and
That's
shop
kind of. I
for.
really want us one year for us all to go to Comic-Con.
Evo was a convention.
I think we'd have a really fun time.
I think Comic-Con is probably going to be really intense for a convention like that because of how massive it is. I would definitely
Isn't-
pick something else.
Where's Comic-Con at? Let's go to E3.
Is Comic-Con LA?
I want to say
It's New York.
Is it New York?
I
wanna-
think there's multiple Comic-Cons.
Yeah, it's like PAX. They have multiple ones.
Is PAX still a thing?
think so. I don't think it's not as big.
I am not the person to ask.
I haven't heard.
You're the one who told me about PAX.
I don't remember. I haven't heard anything about PAX. PAX used to be like the second E3. PAX,
Yeah,
PAX
essentially,
East.
but it's kind of like died down recently. The last time I saw it was when Cow Chop went, and there was just really nothing there. There was like a new Mortal Kombat. If I'm even thinking of the right event, there was like a new Mortal Kombat, and that's all they got to try out.
No, that was Game Awards. Oh, they just got to try it. Never mind.
Yeah, I think it was PAX West that they went to.
They are on the West Coast.
Yeah,
But I feel like isn't E3 kind of dying?
E3 is very questionable right now
I don't know why.
because all of the companies are just making videos. They're making like live streams and they're doing it themselves.
yeah, they're
That's
not
so
really. They
lame,
don't
though.
really have anything to
I
display.
understand that like E3 is exciting because they all do it, but like
It's just like by the time you get to E3, you've already seen it.
it's like really questionable like how that's going to work out in the future.
That's I don't like that. I just wish they would have one big convention
'Cause E3
Were
is
they-
exciting.
where they just announce a fuck ton of amazing IPs. Sounds great. Why would you not want to do that?
I personally think that I think same thing with movies too. I think they just show too much nowadays. I think they really just need to cut back on the amount of trailers and just like post concept art and stuff. Like just give us in-game images.
Oh no, I don't want any of that.
I want like
I want the announcement to be fresh.
one or two gameplay trailers. I don't want like as many as
like
they're pumping
before
out.
E3?
Before E3 and
No, I don't want anything, dude. I want that.
no, I
brand
mean
new-
after E3. I think E3 is where they should debut it.
yeah.
And then after that, until the game comes out, until like the very week or month of launch where they show a new gameplay trailer, they just have like concept art every now and again.
Man,
I feel that.
Remember E3's Bethesda conference?
Which one? Which year?
Both of them were shit.
The
I
past
don't
2
even
years.
remember what they announced.
I remember
this
as
year.
soon as Aaron
did.
told me about Fallout 76,
there?
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
they were
gonna
there.
fucking bomb.
All they talked about was, I think they talked about Fallout 76 primarily.
Yeah. They said, okay, it doesn't work. Oops. And then they like announced some like mobile titles.
Oh, I bet people were pissed.
Yeah.
And I think the year before that, it was an ESO expansion pack,
The
the
year
Dragon
before-
expansion pack,
The year before that was
and then mobile games.
76. 2 years ago, they announced 76, and it released that November.
Josh, did you pick a Smash character?
I said Minecraft Steve.
He
Oh.
did.
That's disappointing. Just pick fucking Dovahkiin.
All right.
Pick Amy Rose. Pick Amy Rose.
I don't know. I want them to keep like jumping from different.
You know, now that I
companies
say that, I
aren't in
feel
the
like they
game.
actually could add Amy. I feel like that could work.
I don't think they would do it in this game. With the way the DLC's laid out, they're like intentionally adding characters from franchises that aren't in the game yet in
Yeah.
order to make that list bigger, which I like that.
I don't think if they were to add more Echo characters, that should just be
I
an
want
update.
Glover in the game.
They could do Glover.
Glover would be a good choice.
They added Joker, but why is Persona 5 not on the Switch?
That's a really good question.
I want that.
I think
fucking
they're
game.
actually working on porting that over.
I hope. I want to play that shit.
I've never played a Persona game, but
I
I
haven't either.
heard they are quite fun.
I played the first couple hours of 5 the other day, and it was really slow in the beginning, but it was like interesting. So like I didn't love.
like
it's
every.
it's a drama.
It's one of those games where
Like
every
fantasy
game
game.
has a different story, like Silent Hill.
Mhm.
Final Fantasy's 15 fucking storylines, and they're all bad.
Never played a single one. Played
Final
a
Fantasy
lot of
1?
Kingdom Hearts games, and I regret it.
Kingdom Hearts. Fucking, I tried playing Kingdom Hearts 1. I can't get past a certain boss, honestly. It's such a janky mess. I don't know how it was even able to, like,
Survive.
yeah. Especially when it's, like, no...
I've had
So was
Kingdom
2
Hearts.
good?
2 was like the best one.
So if 1 was shit and 3 was shit and 2 was it good or was it all right?
It was out of the games. It was the best one. It's a fun game.
Fun. We'll run with fun.
We'll run with
We'll
fun.
run with fun. I've had 3 for like probably a year now, and I still haven't gotten past like the second or third world because I just don't care. I was at and there's not many worlds in that one to begin with anyway. I was at Monsters Inc. World, And I remember the one before that that I did, because you can choose, is Tangled. And the collision in Tangled World was so fucked up, I could barely move half the time. You could because they enhanced in this game how fast you could get around and your mobility. But in Tangled's area, it was just so fucked, it didn't even matter. I would just run in a straight line, running the rocks, and a collision with trees all the time, and it was terrible.
What are they adding to that game?
I know
there's like a brand new thing.
Yeah, there's a new DLC. I didn't care about it.
What was it?
So I know it's called Remind. I think it's about like the organization people.
Remind.
Yeah.
I think people have been saying that it looks pretty cool, but I don't know what it is.
When they showed, I remember when they dropped the trailer, like the debut trailer for that, like the announcement, I just didn't care. But at that point, I was just like, I don't like this.
You have to grow up with fucking Kingdom Hearts to like Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I did. I unintentionally, my brother was geeking out about it when we were young, and that's how I played the first one. And then I played a couple of the DS ones, and then I just dropped it. But then they also dropped it at the same time, so it's really like it never really went away. Because by the time it came back, I was like, oh, I haven't played that in a long time. And I don't care anymore. I don't. I like the Keyblade. I think like how they design the weapon and stuff is neat, and that's all I like.
Do you like the Disney characters?
I like that. I think they could have done a lot more. Like, the only one I wanted them to do the whole time was like a Lilo and Stitch one.
That's the part
That'd be
I don't
fucking
like
sick.
about Kingdom
They
Hearts.
did a
Disney
Lilo and
characters?
Stitch one.
I don't like the Disney characters.
They did a Lilo and Stitch one, but it wasn't like what I wanted. I wanted like on the island of Hawaii, like because of all his cousins, because they all do such weird shit and it's so cool. And they only get a spaceship, and you only fought one. You fought the electric one.
You know what fucking sucks?
What
The Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out in sections.
is it?
It is.
You know, that sucks. That's like
That sounds
weird.
garbage.
Well, the game's long as fuck.
If you want to see how to do a remake properly, look at Resident Evil 2. Like, they just nailed
Okay,
that.
but-
They nailed that shit, and they're taking it right to Resident Evil 3, and I have full confidence in that.
Overall, the scale of RE2 and Final Fantasy VII is so fucking different.
Yeah, but
Final
still.
Fantasy games run you 100 hours easy for just the story.
I'm saying it's fun.
I'm not trying to downplay the game. I bet it is. But like, you can't really like compare like a remake of fucking
That is
RE2 to
fair.
Final Fantasy. On just a scale basis, it's so much bigger.
I'm saying, like, in terms of, like, overall quality of the product.
Overall quality? Well, we don't know about the
Like,
quality of 7
they
yet.
should
We'll see.
like, it should meet the graphical and the fun standard and just how well the game worked.
Have you seen fucking Final Fantasy 15?
No.
That game is fucking beautiful and it runs like shit.
Well, see, that's what I'm
That
saying.
that
I'm
game
saying
looks too
Resident
good
Evil-
for the fucking
like,
generation it came
Like,
out
disregarding the scale of the game, Resident Evil 2 looks good and it runs well.
You remember the Sonic 06 loading screens?
Yeah.
Imagine that, except it's probably like 5 times worse.
That's awful.
Yeah, you don't want to fast travel because the loading screen will take you the same amount of time as it would to travel to that
That's
area.
such shit, man.
Better to drive in car.
You don't even drive the car.
Really?
No, you can
Is it
drive
autopilot?
it. It's autopilot. And when you drive it, you're on rails. All you have to do is hold right trigger and do left or right to go down a certain road. There are different cars, like you can make it fly and fucking, there's like a monster truck thing for off-roading. But no.
You should seriously consider playing Metal Gear Solid.
I don't think I'd like it.
The Phantom Pain, dude. It's nothing but gameplay.
I think that's what I downloaded. That's the 5th one, right?
Yeah.
I got that for free, downloaded it, but just never played it.
It's really fucking good.
It's in my library. I just have to download it again.
Give it to me. I'll play
One
it.
game I played again recently that was very fun, but playing it again, some of the mechanics were quite shit. Like, it was actually almost unplayable, was The Last of Us.
The first one or second one?
The second one's not out yet. It was
Is
the
it
first
not?
one. No, they had the remastered version for, like, the PS4 Game of the Month, and I was like, fuck yeah, I remember that. It's a fun story, but playing it through again, I just could not deal with some of those mechanics.
No, that's a one and done game. You don't play through that shit twice.
Well, I played through this, like, years. Like, the last time I played, I was, like, 13.
It didn't come out when you were 13. What the fuck?
I was young.
That game, that came out like towards the end of PS3. Yeah, I want to say it was like 2000. Maybe you were 13. 21 minus 14. 21 minus 14.
You're
That-
doxing yourself.
Wait, it
Cut
was
it out.
Was it 2014 it came out?
It's 2013
I was 14 because I'm always a year higher than the year.
because Ian's only 20.
Yeah, I'm only 20. Like, it's 2019 now, and I'm 20 right now.
Oh,
21
fuck.
tomorrow.
God damn, that game's old.
That's how I remember the year all the time. I just subtract 1 from my age.
Why is that game so old?
That's fucking sick.
Who made it?
Yeah, it's pretty handy.
I don't know who made it.
Also, why does Xbox not have any good fucking exclusives? Why would you ever buy an Xbox?
Xbox One
Oh.
has gone down as like the worst console in history because there was just no good games that were like you had to have that console to play it.
Did you see the Atari that tried to fight the Sega and the NES?
No.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
You see the
It's-
Dreamcast? Why'd the Dreamcast fail? That console was sick.
I don't know.
It's because Sega fucked up. I don't get Sega so much. They handle every other game, but all their other games are like not as much publicity or in the spotlight as Sonic. But they all usually do typically well. But their main mascot that like is their icon, they handle like shit.
They have so many IPs that go unused.
I don't get it.
What have they made besides Sonic in the past 5 years?
Crazy Taxi.
Is there a new Crazy Taxi?
Fuck no.
Their main
Crazy
Crazy
Monkey
Taxi would be.
Yakuza.
their main contenders are.
But
is
those are
Yakuza.
also remakes, which I get. You could count that, sure.
Yeah, but they're like apparently.
But past that, what else?
apparently
Yakuza
they're
and
planning to
Sonic.
redo Yakuza.
They,
That-
they
that
are
Monkey
coming
Ball
out with
game looks
something.
really
They
else.
make a bunch of like third-party anime games, and those all typically do well.
Sega's making Civ.
What's Civ?
Did you,
Civilization.
Civilization.
Oh, Civ.
It's like an RT. It's not like really.
I know what Civilization
Which
is.
is fucking great.
Yeah,
by the
John,
way.
you and Daniel love that.
Sega is making a,
Did you see
a
the
Civ
Civ
type
game?
game.
Yeah, it's called Civil. Like what was
not
it?
called
Yeah,
It's not called
It's not
Civilization.
called Civilization. It's
me
called
and you were
something else.
we were watching that the other day. It was like
I'm happy for
It was like
Dagtown
King- it was
to
like
make
Kingdom or
a-
something.
Make an entrance again.
Yeah, but on Sega's platform or not platform. They
yeah,
don't have
but
a fucking platform.
every other game Sega
That town
helps
was doomed
out
from the start.
with or works on, they do well, but they just can't handle their mascot.
Me and Reed have a constant like.
No, it's not just me. It was you versus everybody. I sent all my
When-
troops
when-
to Dabtown.
When Dabtown first existed, you plotted against me and got everyone against me. So the context is when we start Civilization, like a new game of Civilization, or just anything involving a town. My initial capital is called Dabtown, and Reed just doesn't appreciate that.
So I found Josh pretty quick, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go fuck up Josh.
Would you have done it to anybody else? If say you didn't find Josh first, would you have like went to fuck up someone else?
I don't want to be toxic, but I feel like they told me he didn't know how to like read or make pottery or something really early. So I feel, or whatever. What was it?
Yeah, no, like I focused
So you
a
went
lot.
and fucked up a brain dead civilization.
No. It's like
was
the,
after.
the perks go into like three trees of perks, and then like that's how you get out of the Stone Age and shit like that. But I neglected to like I don't want anything in this tree. I'm just gonna continue everything else. So I had like advanced like weaponry and shit like that, but I couldn't make a fucking bowl. Like, my people were like, please, your omnipotence, and just like drinking from their hands and shit from river water, and then Reed comes out of nowhere with chariots and just fucks me up.
But
It's
if it
fucking
were
hilarious.
like we were playing with Daniel, Andy, and Jed, and I don't want to be toxic, but I feel like
That's
they
toxic.
were more competent than Josh in that game, and they would have trashed me. So if it was anybody else,
Wait, so you had just everything built into weaponry?
Yeah. And like
So you
Navy
just,
and
you just-
stuff
so
like
you just,
that.
You
but
just
like,
had like no other
But he
resources.
couldn't build a fucking bowl.
yeah.
So you,
probably
so
couldn't
you
either.
just had all your like building tactics into like just weaponry, full on force, and no like medicine and no
Yeah.
like, good structure or anything.
Yeah, yeah. It was not a fucking good decision, but I had fun. That fucking Civilization's a fun ass game.
I'm still waiting on.
I hope the Sega one. Sorry
It's
to cut
like
you off.
buying an arrow and no bow.
I'm still waiting on fucking Mountain Blade 2.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, that shit got announced when we were like juniors in high school.
Like a Sega makes such good music.
Where it at? It ain't out. Haven't heard shit from that.
But what was happening in Civ was I was just buying units to send at Josh just to waste his time so he's way behind. But I'm making no money in my capital. Jed, Andy, and Daniel were all sending me money so my country could exist and so I could continually
No fucking way.
send units at Josh.
So you weren't even really essentially a country. You were more like a colony.
I technically was, but my people were dumb and starving.
You're like a reverse colony. Instead of sending like stuff back to the
You're-
motherland, you got
you're
the
like-
motherland sending shit to you.
Your citizens are like, we're hungry. We don't have enough structure to survive on our own. What do we do? And then they turn to you and they're like, fuck Dabtown. And then you're like, go send your sons and daughters to Dabtown. And shit like that. Oh my.
That's really funny.
We need to play Civilization.
I
again.
really want
It's
that game.
Daniel, Jed, and Andy were giving me money so I could just keep because if they didn't give me money, I would have lost so much. I don't remember what the rule is for money.
Oh no, you're eventually your like civilization would turn against you and then overthrow you and turn into bandits.
They were funding me, so that didn't happen.
Yeah. I had money and I had other stuff because I did trade and shit like that. But like one of the main features around like the reason why I wasn't accelerating as everyone else is because I didn't focus a lot of my time into that one tree. And God, I don't know what's in that tree, but it fucked me up.
I think it'd be really funny if you spent all your time building weapons, but you couldn't afford gunpowder.
Oh my God.
Like you got fully automatic weapons, but you don't know how to make bullets.
No, that's probably that could be an actual issue, like a real big problem.
Yeah, you couldn't drink fucking water.
You know how to build fucking katanas and naval ships, but you don't know how to make a damn cup.
Josh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
My man got a tank, but ain't got a cup.
I know how to use this tank, but
You're essentially a Slav.
God, I'm thirsty.
You're like a Russian.
I hate keep getting a parasite every time I want to go get a sip of water.
I hope the Sega one has a faster pacing than actual Civ, because Civ takes a long time.
It takes days.
There's a
That-
game like that I've been
of
eyeing on
like-
Steam forever called Northgard, where you do the same thing but with the Vikings. It's all about building up your Viking civilization to survive the winter and
There's
onslaught.
a lot of games like that, though. Does Civ go through Vikings?
Civ goes through everything.
That's what I'm thinking. But, like, is there Vikings?
Yeah,
This-
probably.
It goes
Yeah.
through every type of civilization that it's Earth. So like there's like the Chinese, the Russians, and all that
Do
stuff.
you get like the future?
The Dabians?
Okay.
Yeah.
I kinda
And
figured.
one of the endings is where you all band together to send a colony into space.
It'd be really cool if, like, I was about to say, it'd be really cool if you do that. Then you just get to start all over on Mars.
I think that is
That'd
a
be really
separate
fun.
game.
That'd be really fun.
That is a separate game.
Yeah, dude. Planetary Annihilation.
Ah,
It'd be so cool if you
I
could
like
do that throughout
that
the whole
game.
game.
Why don't we play
and you
it?
just eventually
Because
conquer
it's
the
a
solar
fucking
system.
RTS.
It's so much fun though.
I just I would just make like because like when you in that game you had like spider units.
Yeah.
I would, and they were like cheap, and every time you made the spider units, it would pop out like 10 of them or something. So I'd just make a bunch of spider units, so if anybody ever came on my planet, their game would crash.
Why the fuck did Modern Warfare not give us survival off the bat?
Yeah, didn't like PlayStation have that exclusively for like the first month?
It's the first year.
It's the first year,
That's
which is
fucking terrible.
The next Call of
next
Duty
Call of
will
Duty
come
will
out
be
by
out.
then.
That's terrible.
They do yearly Call of Duty games, and they decided to postpone it for a fucking
With
year.
Black Ops 4,
That's actually like the dumbest
only had
shit
to wait
I've
a-
ever heard in my life.
with Black Ops 4, the PlayStation users got the DLC first, but it was only for a week.
Oh no, we don't get survival mode for a fucking year.
That is
actually insane.
See, that's what I hate. Everything's about microtransactions and always getting like squeezing out the very few extra bucks they can from the consumer. I like when you just get the thing, like how you can finding hidden characters. Like I watched a show about like old arcade games and like when they first added what's that dude in Street Fighter?
Akuma.
Yeah, Akuma, and like how he was a hidden character. Why can't stuff be like that anymore?
Because it doesn't make enough money.
Yeah, it's stupid.
God.
Yeah, because now they can fucking sell Akuma for $6.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that. I like being able to find hidden stuff. I think that's so much fun.
The way you buy Street Fighter fucking 5 and you come with like what? 8 characters?
I think it was 16 on launch, but you would buy the arcade edition now, which is season 1 and 2.
I bought arcade edition.
And then there's
or did I not?
You definitely didn't.
But I think
I
like,
don't have like any of the fucking
And then
characters. Are all the characters don't have unlocked DLC?
Yes.
So there were 16 characters on fucking launch.
You know, the launch was horrible for that game.
What the fuck? I thought they just wanted me to buy everyone.
No, it launched with 16 characters.
Also, why can't you just have the fucking maps?
exactly. Why can't shit just be
I
in
got
the
like
game?
4 stages.
Don't
Yeah,
make it
that's
like
really
you have to
dumb.
buy it. Just make it unlockable.
They do, but it's like it's very obvious that it's actually not unlockable. Street
So,
Fighter 5 is
like
bad
you
about
have to
that.
like mad grind to get it.
When did all of this start becoming a thing?
It started
when people like realize that
they
there's
can get money
and
for
shit.
doing fucking nothing.
like back in like 2011,
yeah, I know, but what was the
2010.
game that started that like movement?
It had to be a Valve game, right?
It started with
like
all DLC. It's when DLC really took off is when that all started.
Well, DLC is good because you can support the game after it's been released.
Well, that's the thing, because like Half-Life, the
That
original
can be a
Half-Life,
double-edged sword though,
it's-
because sometimes they don't add the full content of the game until the DLC.
oh,
Yeah,
that,
like
that was
Destiny,
Destiny.
motherfucker.
Exactly.
Fuck Destiny. Fuck you, Bungie.
So
well, you're
dumb.
cool now because you left Activision, but fuck you.
God, dude, fucking game designers are so stupid. People support the hell out of Destiny 2, and they paid $60 for what?
To be fair,
Half a game, a quarter of a game.
To
What
be
was
fair,
it?
Destiny 2 is you have to understand like
Destiny
the
2 is also
story behind
free.
it. Oh, because like Activision was like cash cowing the fuck out of Destiny 2 and just Destiny in general because they could make a shit ton of money. But eventually, when the contract ran out, Bungie fucking split, and now it's free. There's a bunch of free content. Well, not free because you have to buy the expansions and shit like that.
Which is fine.
Just fine.
And
And
the Resident Evil 2, there was pre-order bonuses, but if you didn't pre-order the game, you still got the shit.
That's a lot of games. Like when like when Dragon Ball Fighters came out, if you pre-ordered it, you got Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. Or I think even if you bought it on day one, I don't think you needed to pre-order it.
I don't know if you did.
I didn't pre-order it. I bought it day one and I had them.
I like.
I didn't have them. I had to unlock them.
You had to unlock them?
You have to unlock them.
No, you don't.
I had to go through and unlock them.
I had them as soon as I opened the game.
what game?
You must have paid
Dragon
for
Ball
them.
Fighters. No, I didn't. The fuck?
Which ones are you talking about?
Blue
Vegeta and
Goku and Blue Vegeta.
If you pre-ordered that, you were supposed to have it because I had to grind to get it.
Yeah, I remember also grinding.
Because
for them.
I was gonna
I
buy
didn't.
them because I had some money on my Steam account because I sold my CS:GO stuff, and then you told me no, don't do that. You just get them, and I was like literally 2 fights away from getting Blue Vegeta when you told me that, and I just didn't know.
Well,
It's
it has to do with like
sad.
the arcade stuff, right?
It's how much money you made, like how much zenny you made in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
I had them right off rip.
So literally,
did
I
not.
just after he told me that, I went and did another tournament, and I just had Blue Vegeta. I never got up to Blue Goku because that game
I
died.
didn't even fucking pre-order the game.
the game did not die.
It died to me.
Facts.
I don't know what the scene on that game is. How is it doing?
It's
The game in its core isn't that good.
it definitely. I think it could be really good, but it's just got a lot of bad
Anything could be
mechanics.
Really good.
I've tried my hand at fighting these multiple times. It's just something I can't get into. I really appreciate them, and I can understand why people like them, but I just don't have the patience to sit there and practice that all
Me
the time.
either. It's honest.
Josh, we know you don't have to say anything.
I like watching people do it. I don't like playing them.
If only the viewers could see the amount of disgust
If only the viewers
I
could
have.
see your eyes.
I was going to
Don't
say
make
that.
fun of my eyes. No, but like I understand fighting games. I'm just really not into the.
Well, that's not true. I'm really good at Smash. Big joke.
That is a fighting game now.
Yeah,
It won
technically a
fighting game of the year.
It
I think
did.
you could have called it. It's a game where you punch people.
Yeah.
It's a fighting
Well,
game.
yeah,
Fighting game.
that's what the big argument is. It's a game where you fight, but like it's not
You
a
fight in it.
it's not
It's not a
It's not a
traditional-
traditional arcade style fighting game.
It's like saying like Call of Duty and Doom. They're still shooters, but they're not the same type of shooters.
Yeah, no. Doom's like
No, Doom's like it's an arcade shooter.
Doom's like an arcade adventure game. You could progress through the story.
Call of Duty got its story. It ain't always good. They got it.
Fair point.
This story was fucking good though.
Yeah, you could rock someone.
I know.
Rock.
I know. Apparently, the story of Call of Duty World War II was very good. All I know is in the last mission, you're walking through a concentration camp.
Call of Duty World War II is bad.
World War II? Or,
I didn't play the campaign.
I thought war mode was fun. How you could build shit. I thought that was really fun.
It was entertaining.
I think
Just
that
for
was
a
probably
little
the
bit.
best mode in that
What
game.
sucks is
the war mode.
the war mode in World War II.
It was fine, I guess.
I thought that was my favorite aspect of the game.
I feel like that game could have been good because the maps were pretty alright. It's just time to kill was so fucking much.
That company went under after that.
Not on Normandy.
They're not fucking.
I
That
died
company's
really
not
quick on
making games anymore.
Sledgehammer?
Yeah, they went under.
Rip. So did Telltale, but they're making fucking Wolf Among Us 2.
I don't think is Telltale making that game.
No, I bet someone just bought the IP.
They either went under or they broke up their
They went under.
companies.
No one played their games.
Okay.
Who Telltale?
Yeah.
You know, well, I think they were kind of doomed from the beginning, though. Like when the first ones came out, there were games like that, but they were like the first ones to really make a leap like that.
Yeah, and they only
Well, it's
released.
been around for a
They
while.
released
made-
so few titles, and they do it in such a long time gap.
Is it Sam
That,
and Max?
that's why they always had to do the
Mhm.
episode thing where you have to buy them. That's how they get their money from it.
Telltale made
And it
fucking-
still didn't give them anywhere near enough.
Ian, did you ever play Sam and Max?
Sam and Max? No, I've heard of it.
Telltale made that game. That's an old ass game.
The only Telltale game I played the Minecraft one, the first pack of it. Or I played the first DLC. I never got the second DLC. And I watched people play the Batman Telltale game.
Well,
the Batman one looks pretty good.
It was
I'm not even gonna lie.
interesting.
But
The Borderlands one looked trash.
I forgot about that.
I've
did they
never
ever- they never made the Marvel one,
watched
right?
people do Wolf Among Us. I know that's
They did make it.
They did.
They're
It was,
pristine.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
They did make it.
hmm
I heard shit about it.
I saw, I think, the first episode, and I think that was all I saw. But
Who
like,
played it? Did
I watched James play it. But yeah, no, I think in the long run, it was just a lot of people are going to become really attached to just watching people play those games on YouTube. I would bet after the first few years that those games did not sell.
Yeah,
People
no.
would rather
Rather
wa-
the main appeal is seeing what ending you get, and half the time you don't want to play through a game to do it. You just
And-
go at YouTube. What happens?
Fucking PewDiePie played through the first one, the Walking Dead one.
That game was good.
That was a
I don't
good
give a
one.
fuck what anyone
The
says.
Walking Dead one just declined as it went on.
Yeah,
But that game was fucking. I haven't seen anything. In the
I
last
know
one.
it was top tier all the way through the second season. Then it just when they had a time gap to work on it. When it finally came back, it just did not hold up.
I was really disappointed when the Marvel one was Guardians.
They have so many other characters that they could use. Why use Guardians of the Galaxy?
I wanted a Daredevil one.
I think that one would have been better.
Wolverine.
I want to take fucking Wolverine.
That'd be fucking.
I feel
sick.
like Guardians is I understand that people like those characters, but they're a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, and they can do so much. I think Daredevil would have been more held down to the ground and
I'm telling you, fucking
grounded better.
Wolverine.
Wolverine would be very good.
I think that would probably. That's the easy choice.
You know what
But the
movie?
easy choice can be the good choice and the best choice, not fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry.
It's fine. At the end of the Wolverine movie, Logan,
Never saw it.
It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. It was good, but I just thought it
I
would have been
expected it to
better.
be fucking dirt shit.
I thought it would have been better.
All the X-Men movies suck.
The whole thing was that he died and that was his daughter, and it just didn't when it got to the point where it was I was supposed to be crying. I'm eh.
That's how I felt about fucking.
And
Actually, no, I was pretty upset when Tony died. And
I'm a person who can get really emotionally involved. I've watched some shows to where when it finally got to the epic conclusion, I have been crying.
fucking what was the movie where Tony Stark died? What was it called?
Endgame.
Is it Endgame?
I
I felt kind of sad about that.
Yeah,
but then it ran
I
on for
I
too
felt
long.
emotion in that when that
That
happened.
was a good scene.
That was the only good scene.
Yeah,
I will-
that
I
whole
lied. When
movie.
Captain America had the damn Mjolnir.
No, that whole movie was run around until the war. That's what you wanted to see.
Yeah, that movie fucking sucked.
It was just run around.
Civil
until the
War
very
was
end.
fucking garbage.
I enjoyed Civil War.
I'd say
I think Civil War was kind of boring.
Civil War was mediocre to me.
I think
The only point I liked Civil War was when Spider-Man was in it.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
it was
fair.
kind of the same thing. It was all about getting to the battle.
superhero movies are just kind of I don't know when the majority of the public are going to think they're stale, But after going and watching Joker and that just being so drastically different from like what you would consider a superhero movie.
Joker was such a fucking good movie.
Like, because the budget for like Endgame was like $400,000, but the budget for Joker was, or not $400 million. My
I was
bad.
going to say 400,000 sounds kind of low.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick if they did that.
Joker, I was like with anticipation throughout the whole movie.
Joker was good.
Every single thing they transitioned to, I was like, what is he going to do now?
Joker was another It for me. I went into the original It thinking, wow, I bet you I just don't like it. I came out loving it, and I went to Joker. Actually, Joker, I think I had a pretty neutral
Did you go with
opinion.
us to see It too?
No, I didn't see It too.
It was
sick.
it was good, but it wasn't as good as the first.
Yeah.
The first one was way better.
My old boss just said that it was like way too long for a horror movie.
What, It 2?
It was a 3-hour horror movie.
I think it dragged on too long, and I think they could have done better.
And they also took like aspects out from the original that would have or like the book that would have been so much better because
Yeah.
like you know
Well, don't spoil it.
Really? It's been out for a while.
It's been out
dude.
for a while.
What, It too? No, I mean like
And
I
the-
haven't
okay.
seen it.
And the book.
I don't
Spoiler.
know if I care enough to watch it.
Well, like, let me just, this won't spoil it, but they do this whole thing where they're, like, talking about a ritual, and they do the ritual, but then, like, the alternative they do is, like, the most dumb, ludicrous thing that, like, any fourth grader could come up with. Like, how they defeat him is the dumbest way.
Is it how they beat him in the books?
I don't know. I don't know the ending of the book.
And the ending of the book,
I know in the book.
ending to
did he have the
in
inhaler?
movie. No.
No.
That's
It was, but it was
You
still
like, you
funny.
talking about
It was-
the
it
battery
was
acid
kinda-
thing?
It was kind of sad though.
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
That's how they killed him in the books, right?
The ending was just kind of sad.
That's not how they killed him in the movie. What's the next Spider-Man movie
you
for
mean boring?
Sony Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
What's the next Spider-Verse one coming out?
Oh, we do have a date for that.
Yeah, we
Wait,
got a
there's
date.
another. Is that the one you were telling me about with Hobgoblin?
No,
That's-
Hobgoblin is Tom Holland Spider-Man.
How the fuck how do they implement him?
Wait, they're doing
They're
Hobgoblin?
doing
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin for Tom Holland.
How the fuck do you do
Nice.
that?
I don't know. That's kind of like
the
a.
question is, how many more movies is Tom Holland getting in that
Probably
MCU?
one.
And
No, he got.
I think he got either
Was it
two or it was 2 or 3.
I'd say 3 would be a comfortable number because they're gonna have to introduce like 2 or 3 in one of those movies.
I think it is 3 because I think we know that the 5th movie is Sinister Six.
Yeah, so we're so wait, the 5th one is?
I think so.
Yeah, so we've had 1 and 2. Next one that'll be 3 villains or no, because fucking Mysterio's dead.
We have Vulture.
We're
and
one man
Scorpion.
down.
Or he might be.
So we have Vulture and Scorpion,
He's dead.
and we
No.
now have Hobgoblin. Also,
He's a
I don't-
Mysterio.
How do they implement Hobgoblin when there's no
Goblin?
fucking Oscorp?
Well, I'm gonna. They're
There is an
just
Oscorp.
not going. They're just not going. There's no
Fuck
Green
you,
Goblin.
Spider-Man.
They just don't want to do another Green Goblin movie.
Yeah, but how do you build Hobgoblin without Green Goblin?
They're gonna tie in the
Just make
Tobey
another
Maguire
science
movie.
thing.
Right? Is it just gonna be the same shit from the last 2 movies, effectively?
Probably. It's probably gonna be like, oh,
Oh,
Tony.
finds alien
Yeah,
shit?
if they follow the pattern they've been doing, they're gonna make it all related to Tony Stark. 'Cause
Tony's-
I didn't think
fucking want that anymore.
I
dude.
didn't think about the first
Tony
movie
Stark made me mad, so I'm gonna kick your ass, Spider-Man.
No, I was trying to after watching Spider-Man: Far From Home, I was trying to think like how did he like besides like being like Peter's mentor, how was he involved with Vulture? Then I rewatched the first movie when it was on Fox at home on TV, and like the way he was connected was that the person like in charge of telling the people to like tell the construction workers, hey, fuck off, we're handling this, was Tony Stark. It was all funded by the Stark Corporation.
Yeah, it's like oh no, the city can't clean up this mess. What the heck? And then he got mad about it.
He's trying to like cover that shit up because it's his fault.
Yeah.
Why would you get mad
Did you
about
like
that and become a
Homecoming
psychopath?
rewatching it
Because
again?
he wanted money.
With
That's it.
with the Hobgoblin, it's gonna be like, oh, Tony Stark put the goblin juice in my cereal. I hate you, Spider-Man.
Fuck Spider-Man.
Dude, I don't know how do you do fucking Hobgoblin without Oscorp?
It's just not going to be.
I'm
it's 'cause
fucking
it's gonna
yellow
be,
Spider-Man.
It's going to be Tony Stark had a dirty syringe that he stuck up his wiener, and now he's a goblin. I don't know what you want me to say.
Tony Stark didn't give me a present on Secret Santa. Fuck you, Spider-Man.
If they do one villain if they bring any villains back that get in the movies already, they're probably gonna bring back Doc Ock.
So Ian, listen to this.
I would love Doc Ock.
So fucking
No.
So after Tom Holland's done, right?
Yeah.
They let's say they redo Spider-Man. Say some
Well, they
years
might be
down
doing
the
it.
line.
They might be doing it with Tom Holland again if
But
they redo.
Tobey Maguire is Uncle Ben.
I would love that
Be fucking sick, right?
because I think they plan to keep using Tom Holland as Spider-Man after they're done with Disney. Because
I hope the
that's what
fuck
their
not.
that's what their plan was to do. They said because in the interview he's like, "I'm not with the MCU, but we're still doing Spider-Man."
I enjoyed Spider-Man Far From Home, but the after credits scene pissed me off. And
What was it again?
everyone
J. Jonah.
knows.
Yeah,
he's
everyone knows that
Spider-Man.
he's Spider-Man.
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah.
even like, how the fuck does that work?
There was a comic like that, and in that comic he was just like Tony Stark. That's it.
That's lame.
I don't
And
want
I think
that.
that's kind of the direction they're taking, but I don't want that.
No, Spider-Man's like he's
Yeah,
he's a homeboy. He's
when-
like chilling with the people of New York. He's
When
not
you think
big
about
company,
it,
man.
that makes complete sense because like in the in that movie, he's like when Tony Stark's like best friend picks him up in like that weird country, he's just like, you need to be Tony Stark, and he's like, I'm not that smart, and he's like, but you are, and he's like, okay, and then he goes and like builds a suit out of nothing.
when he's like
and I'm
he's like you handle the suit, I'll get the music.
they're just building him up to be the next Tony Stark,
Which
isn't
is
that the,
fucking lame.
It's really dumb. Like Spider-Man, Spider-Man's whole character also is that he struggles with money because of he's just a dude.
Well, no, he's not a dude anymore. Now he's fucking Tom Stark.
No, I mean in the comics though, he's a hero and does all these amazing things, but at the end of the day, he has bills to pay and more than likely can't pay them.
They should make a pretty morbid Spider-Man franchise.
I really want.
Isn't Spider-Man like the biggest cuck, the biggest loser, the person who gets his ass beat the most, and that's the reason why he's the most liked, because he's relatable to literally everyone?
Venom 2 is going to be rated R.
Good.
It better be.
I don't see how they would not, considering Carnage is made of fucking blood and goes around draining people to husk.
You know, if it was PG-13, they'd be like, oh, he's just toxic orange juice.
Toxic orange juice.
Remember my favorite scene? That reminds me of my favorite scene in the first Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where the Goblin just literally throws a bomb at these like senators, and they turn into full-on skeletons for no fucking
Did that
reason.
scare you as a kid?
Yes, scared the shit out of me.
I don't think that bothered me at all.
It didn't bother.
It didn't bother me
I'm
as
like,
a kid
what-
either.
Fuck.
what I know what bothered me was his initial transformation.
Hey, turn off your phone.
What bothered me was his initial transformation into Green Goblin, where he's like in that thing and he's like,
Yeah, that
like
was also what messed with me.
freaking
Was
the
him,
fuck
was him
out.
like injecting himself and then having a
Yeah, that
mental
was the first
stroke.
scene. He's just like, I'm Norman, and then he just pushes the scientist out a fucking window, and he's just like, "Arr!" And that's the end of that.
that kind of freaked me out as a kid.
It
Yeah, that freaked me out.
But nothing else in that movie really bothered me.
No.
The first Spider-Man video game for the Xbox pissed me off.
We went back and played it.
Yeah, we did.
It fucking sucks.
we needed
Was
to
that the
finish
one
Shadow.
with the bowling minigame?
Yes.
Did you play that?
No, we did not.
The
We
only
didn't get that
Spider-Man
far.
game I have owned and
No,
played
it's on the
is
home
the
menu.
newest one.
Oh,
and
right.
I don't
I'm
know if you
glad.
have to get to a certain part to get the bowling.
We got really fucking confused
No, we
during
were
that.
lost.
We were so lost. I
It's-
don't even know, because like 10-year-old me, what was I 10? I don't know. But like little kid Josh
probably younger than 10.
fucking
I know, Josh.
got so fucking far, and like now adult me is just like, I don't know what to fucking do. This game's bad.
I don't remember me and Alec making it very far.
No, we didn't. We made it to I think the first Green Goblin fight, where you're like swinging around like the building and there's glass on the roof, like it's like a fucking pyramid.
I got past that.
I never
I
played
think that's
any of
where
the
me
I
and
saw
Spider-Man
Vulture for the first time, and then that was
We
only
saw the
two-
Vulture.
No, we saw the Vulture.
The only two Spider-Man
beat
games
the
I played
Vulture.
is the newest one and Shattered Dimensions. So I've only played good ones.
The new Spider-Man's fucking awesome.
Yeah, if there's one game we can look
Gameplay
forward-
wise, it's pretty whatever.
if there's one game we can look
Story-wise.
forward to in the next coming years, definitely the sequel to that.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I think they need to be a little bit more diverse with the villains.
Are they gonna? Is the DLC
They're pretty good
canon?
with the villains in this one. They had some pretty just generic ones, but they had
I mean,
Darkiplier.
like in terms of being
love Darkiplier.
interacting with them more, because it was more so like all main story.
That was like
missions,
a
and
new
you had,
character,
like,
right?
You had Black Cat, which you can count as a villain. You had
Did you play through all the DLC?
No.
yeah, I did.
It sucked, right?
I was not.
I thought I liked the first one, and the second and third one sucked.
I didn't
And
care
you
at
missed
all.
Zay's birthday party because of it.
You're right, I did. I still don't give a fuck. I also didn't know it was birthday. Shut the fuck up.
How dare you?
No one told me it was his fucking birthday.
except for him.
No, Zay didn't tell me. Someone probably put it in the Snapchat, and I don't read shit. I just open it and close it. Can we talk about how baby easy Witcher 3's combat is?
Never
Yeah,
played Witcher 3.
It's super easy because all you don't need any
If
other.
something's 40 levels higher than you, just keep using the shield.
Yeah, that's basically it. You use the shield, dodge. If you get hit, use it again, and then
You're
rinse and
chilling.
repeat.
But
And
if
it-
something can heal, then you're fucked.
But
I never use a shield.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's some baby pee garbage.
I always use
Well,
a
I'm
shield. I was
sorry.
taking out monsters like I was like level 12 fighting like a level 40
Could you push
monster.
things in with magic in that game?
yeah.
I think I used.
No, you couldn't push shit.
No, you had like a force
It was
push.
for like just breaking like barriers.
okay.
It worked against enemies.
I think I just used the fire.
I also didn't continue the rest of the story in that game. Like when you go to like sail to meet Yennefer, is that her name?
Yes, that sounds right.
I did all the shit on the first stuff. Not all of it. There's still like generic like collectibles and like treasure and stuff that I haven't gotten. But I did all the quests that I could that I was a high enough level to do. And then I don't know. And then I just went to the next place. I'm bullying the shit over there because they're pretty under leveled for a dude that's been literally just beating the fuck out of everything on the other island.
I still haven't beaten Witcher.
I haven't either.
I really need to beat it, but
I'm
like,
doing more side than main quest.
yeah. I think I reset it. I think I restarted.
Also, all the side quests are fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like Breath of the Wild. Sorry, I'll take any chance I can to talk shit about that game. And how lacking it is in side
having a
objectives.
podcast in here?
No. Get out.
But Breath of the Wild sucks cheeks.
Like playing through that game a second time, it was all just about getting the cutscenes. That was it.
Yeah, there's not
I
that
mean,
many
you
cutscenes.
still had fun. It's just every time you thought you were finding a collectible, it was just another shrine. Which I want there to be a lot of shrines, but I want there to be other stuff. It was mainly just the Shadow Link armor and the Hylian shield that you could find. And with like how expansive that map is, I feel like they could have filled in a lot more.
Just whenever I go back to it, I don't want to just go through like, because I have one Divine Beast left, and I don't just want to go straight to that immediately. Let me do some side stuff, but there isn't. There's just nothing.
One thing I want them definitely to have in the second one is I want the world to be built up a little more. Because now that like Ganon is gone and like the king, because
Have
like
more people outside.
yeah, have more people, have more like towns, have more civilizations. Because the princess is back, and like for the most part, the main like hierarchies are still there, like the Gorons and the Zoros and the Ruta and the Gerudos. So like the main contenders were there, but the central kingdom was not. So like their politics and all stuff, that was all still there. Their trading and all that was still going on. But now I want to see more civilizations build up. I want to see them trying to reconstruct Hyrule Castle. I want that underway. And one thing, because like the very end of the game of Breath of the Wild, we got the complete ending with Zelda talking about, okay, we're going to go talk to the Zoros. And I thought, oh cool, I can use some side missions where I go talk to all the leaders and stuff with Zelda. But no, we didn't get to do that. And I
My
thought that would have
horse
been very
is
fun.
fucking dead forever.
No, you got to revive, don't lie.
But you want me to be honest? If I had to review Breath of the Wild, which I probably have like, maybe not 40 hours, but I probably have like 35. Let's say 40. If I had to review it, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10.
I give it a 7.
It's another.
I can still have fun in it. It's just like I think whenever I look at it, I'm like they could have done more.
It's another walking simulator. When you first start playing it, it's fucking fantastic. When you get to do like Terry Town and shit like that.
No, Terrytown was easily the best side quest.
The dude, that soul. What was the dude? The like trader dude where you got the Darkling armor.
Yeah, Kilton.
Yes, that was also pretty cool.
See, they need to like take more of that and like add it like times 50 over to the game.
Well,
like,
they don't need stuff as fleshed out as that per se, but
well, I'm saying like when I say I want more towns and more civilization, I want each town and stuff to be filled with stuff like that.
was destroyed.
also the quests
Even
weren't
if it's still just like
fucking worth
running fish, I still want them to be like, oh, like, not just like, oh, my
it.
son.
Yeah, you can't fish in that fucking game, can you?
You just dive in and get them.
You like throw spears and shit.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to do fishing because one game I really liked the fishing. It was Twilight Princess.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I remember I used to spend hours doing that, especially when I found out you could catch a bottle. I caught my bottle the first time, and oh boy.
Can you fucks get off your phone and pay attention?
Listen,
This is so accurate to the bonfires. I have never played this fucking game. I add nothing to this.
You've
Yeah,
never played
that's
Twilight
why
Every
Princess?
bonfire we talk about this game, I haven't
That's
played.
why I was looking at Reed because I'm like, he's.
You've never
probably
played
thinking
Twilight
that.
Princess? We're talking about the fishing in Twilight Princess. Dick ass looking at the phone.
Whoa.
I could turn this whole thing off.
He could.
Really? I've never heard about the shrines
Actually, more so, I have the power because the power switched to the mixers on my side.
in what was it, Timmy Town
Terrytown.
Terrytown.
from Twilight Princess?
Yeah.
No.
This is just like the bonfires.
Yeah, but now I get to broadcast my opinion to the world. Or 50 people, or 10, or 5.
We'll at
0.
least get 2 from
You're
me,
just
I
gonna make
guarantee
people
you.
mad.
I don't give a fuck. That game is lacking.
what is your most what's an unpopular opinion that you have?
And
Like all of
I-
his opinions.
I don't like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Damn.
It's unpopular as fuck.
Dude,
Mario
you're-
Odyssey sucks dick.
You're being really cringe right now.
Mario Odyssey sucks.
I'll back you up on that.
Zelda sucks. Again, Breath of the Wild, it's just subpar. Especially
No.
when you come off playing games like The Witcher and Final Fantasy.
I wouldn't call it subpar. I'd call it just lacking.
Yeah, subpar. It's half-baked. It needs more.
I would not call it half baked. I'd call it like
It's a walking
3.
simulator.
I'd call it like 70-80% baked.
I'll say 60. Also, there just wasn't enough dungeons. Also, the dungeons feel the fucking same to me.
I like Sonic.
But I bet in the new one they'll probably have...
That's an unpopular opinion.
Sonic's really good.
I think his games suck. I
Well-
like him as a character.
With the new Zelda, the Divine Beasts I imagine won't matter, and there'll probably be some like new like real dungeons, which will be fucking like awesome.
Yeah.
Opposed to the Divine Beast where they all have the same aesthetic and it's just.
Well, I
after
thought the Divine Beast was such a creative thing, how you move, like rotate the environment, and that's how you solve the puzzles. And I thought each Divine Beast had its own different gimmicks, and I really liked that.
Well-
but it's just like there was only 4, and they did not take you that long. Granted, most Zelda dungeons don't take you long to complete, but still, there wasn't really any that I was like left scratching my head at for a good while.
Well, when I did the first Divine Beast and I saw you could rotate the damn thing, I was like, that's a pretty cool mechanic. And I got to the second one, I was like, oh, this is a reoccurring trend. It's just not as satisfying or to like figure out the puzzle because you kind of know how the mechanic works.
I thought it was fine. It just, like I said, none of them really left me like too like befuddled. Like I remember as a
No,
kid,
not at all.
As a kid playing like Twilight Princess, or even when I was like a teenager playing it again on the Wii, I would get not like aggravation with like the water temple, but I mean like the
snow one was bad.
temple where you
Ice.
the temple where you get the Dominion Rod and fight the spider. I really had to use. I remember I had to think my way through that because you had to use some weight puzzles and all that.
The main puzzle I remember from Twilight Princess is the fucking ice one where you have to move the damn blocks.
Moving the blocks.
That was hard as fuck.
I remember that.
Me and Reed had a goddamn.
I thought that was like the most creative though for a dungeon though.
We had the Zelda.
Not the puzzle, but the whole area. I thought that was such creative, like a abandoned mansion in the middle of the tundra owned by Yetis.
No, that was great.
I thought that was so
the
creative.
game has a really good aesthetic, like the wolf.
I don't mind the wolf. There's your unpopular opinion. I
don't
don't
mind-
like it, but I don't hate
You
it.
want to hear my unpopular opinion? Twilight Princess fucking sucks dick.
It yeah.
Most Zelda games.
I didn't.
I really Twilight Princess is my favorite
I don't-
game.
I don't
my
like
favorite
Twilight
Zelda game. I
Princess.
mean, I love that one. I love
What came out first, Sonic Unleashed or Twilight Princess? What ripped off
Twilight
what?
Princess.
Twilight Princess.
All right, I'm saying Sonic. I know it's wrong, but I'm sticking with it.
Twilight Princess came out on GameCube. Unleashed came out for the Wii and Xbox 360.
That game sucks dick.
I love Twilight Princess. I think it's the best Zelda game. I love the story
would-
to it,
if
and
I had to
I
pick-
love the dungeons you went to.
I'd probably pick Wind Waker just because I have the most nostalgia for that game.
Wind Waker is also a good one.
I liked it when I was an edgy
You know they were
child.
going to do.
When you were an edgy child, it's the most cartoony thing ever.
They
We're
were.
talking about Twilight Princess.
I was about to say Wind Waker is not per se edgy.
Wind Waker's dummy edgy. What you mean?
My bad, dude. One of the things from Twilight Princess. This isn't contributing to the game, but my favorite. Zant has my favorite character design out of anything.
Who's that?
He's like the semi-main bad guy,
Is he like the emo guy?
kind of.
No, that's Link.
Oh,
That's the game.
yeah.
Link, but Zant,
the emo guy.
Until he takes off his mask, Zant has such a fucking cool character design. I really
Oh.
like it.
I don't remember what he looks like without the mask.
Yeah, I don't either.
He looks like a Weenie Hut Jr. Like, he looks so fucking cool until he takes that off. And it's even worse, like, because they went for him being, like, a crazy person. But instead of like, him, like, having the battle to where he's like, I am above you, and then slowly having his beliefs torn down, he's just like, you bully! Then just goes fucking insane.
Josh, have you ever beaten Oblivion?
No.
I don't think so. Why don't you beat it? Instead of playing Skyrim 50 times over.
I like Skyrim.
Are you one of those people who preaches about Oblivion being the greatest all the time?
I don't think any.
No, that was like a
Oblivion is
hipster
really good.
thing.
Yeah, I think people. I don't.
No, it's like
I don't think people actually thought that. I
it
just think
gameplay
Skyrim
wise
was
or
so
story
popular.
wise?
People just said
It was a
Oblivion-
hipster thing. It was
Yeah.
like people didn't want to say Skyrim was the best one. Not to
Skyrim
say
is.
that Oblivion's, you know,
I haven't played Oblivion past the damn
I've never played Oblivion. The only Elder Scrolls game
the
I
rats,
have played is
like
Skyrim.
the sewer.
but I've fucking heard people who have never played that game and like, well, that's the best one. It's like you haven't played it, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I've seen my brother play it. That's the only reason I knew there was more Elder Scrolls games.
The first.
Oblivion's honestly really fucking fun.
I didn't know what the fuck Elder Scrolls was.
It's-
All I knew
it's
was
just-
what Skyrim was, and
it's
I was
just
like,
really
man, that game
entertaining.
fun.
Yeah, that's the joke. The joke is Skyrim 2.
Well, yeah, that's the plan for the next game, apparently.
No, it's not Skyrim.
Is it
Don't we
not?
have the land that? Don't we have where it is?
I've only seen like the teaser they showed where it was just flying in over a mountain range.
We don't know
instead of
where
the
it
Elder
is. People
Scrolls
say
6.
it's gonna be like Hammerfell and like it's gonna be like two places at once. What?
They're
That'd be fucking
adding
sick.
they're adding a Skyrim DLC to Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, the dragon thing.
The
Yeah,
next-
that
the
actually
next
made-
That's old though.
expansion.
That was announced last year.
No, that was elsewhere, but it's now that dragons are back, they're gonna go and
It literally says you go to parts of Skyrim.
yeah.
Do you think there's dragons in the new Skyrim 2?
I don't know, maybe.
Like, when does it take place?
We
We
don't
don't know.
It could
All we
like,
know is that the game is announced.
No
That's
game
all we know.
except for Elder Scrolls Online goes back in time. Elder Scrolls Online is the only one that goes like back in time now when the games come out. But as of like everything else,
So when Morrowind, Oblivion,
and Skyrim are all in like chronological order.
That's all on a different planet,
Skyrim.
right?
Remember that
That's part of the
damn
lore.
big
yeah,
squid thing in
it's a
Morrowind?
planet called Nirn.
Yeah.
No.
You guys want to take turns licking Josh's eyes?
No,
Yes.
I feel like
No, it's
shit.
like that KoolKids Next Door where they use pink eye to make like the apple crumble or whatever.
Yeah,
Weren't.
You don't remember that episode?
I don't.
I do.
That's
I
fucking
actually do now
nasty.
that you said
Yeah,
that.
I know. Like number 4, really like the school nurse's like apple crumble cake, and her secret ingredient was pink eye.
Ew, fuck.
She would literally purposely give kids pink eye, then farm them for the pink eye.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that now.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
I do.
Ew. I'm sure if I watch it, I'll. Oh,
It's
fuck.
so nasty. Well, I'm not even looking.
That was a show that even people today still petition to get the second show made because they wanted to make Galactic Kids Next Door, and they even have
I don't know.
they even have like an animatic pilot. They made like a whole hidden website with like a little hidden code you had to do. You know what the hidden code was? You had to click on the rainbow monkey's nose.
Was that a reference from the show?
It was literally like rainbowmonkeys.com. It would just show up a thing of like rainbow monkey like singing the song,
Let me see it.
and if you click the nose.
It's just the pink eye crust.
Yeah. And if you like click the nose on the website, you would get the full animatic for like the pilot episode of like Codename Kids Next Door galactic.
So there was supposed to be a part 2.
There was supposed to be a sequel show, but like it didn't get greenlit. But like with how good of a standing it had on Cartoon Network, they thought for sure it would happen, and they were like, we'll see, and it just didn't.
All right, cue outro. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming to the first ever KoolKids Podcast, and have a good day.
All right, now we just have to
Any
try and figure
close-
out how to get back through these woods.
How do we upload?
We're in the woods.
All right, Josh, unplug the fire.
Okay.
Unplug the fire.
All right.